how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Update 3.1 server, not really downtime stream. But I'm Zekin, with me here is Nivmet, and we're just here, take out a little bit, chat a little bit about what balance changes have happened, all the new things coming in 3.1, and, just have a little bit of fun with you guys.
Tony.
And as Nivmet says, we do have the Tony Hero Spotlight, so let's just throw it on first to get things started off.
Welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight, featuring Tony, a dwarven brawler who just likes to beat people with his fists. Tony had a simple life as a demolition dwarf, but when he's sent to work on Sovereign's Rise, he gets into trouble, makes friends, meets the Queen, pollutes a river, smacks some dragons, adopts a pet, and discovers a better use for his power punchers, uppercutting enemies into oblivion. Tony may be short in stature, but do not underestimate him. Dwarves are not to be messed with, and if you forget this one rule, be ready for an onslaught of insults and a broken jaw. Tony is so tough that he shrugs off damage that would hurt lesser mortals. When he receives damage from any source, he gains a health barrier for a short period of time. This can only occur once every few seconds, and once the gray bar below his energy fills up, the barrier will trigger again. When he activates Jawbreaker, the jets on his rocket-powered arms fire, granting him a small speed boost. Afterward, his next 3 basic attacks are empowered, launching Tony at his target, delivering 2 jaw-snapping punches, followed by a 2-handed strike that also stuns the enemy. This combination of attacks can all be unleashed against a single target, or up to 3 different ones. Simply select each desired target, and your basic attacks will be replaced by Jawbreakers. Tony is the toughest kind of dwarf, one who can talk a big game and back it up. When Tony activates Trash Talk, he yells highly creative insults in the targeted direction. All enemies within range are taunted, forcing them to move toward and attack Tony for a brief period of time. Tony takes reduced damage while taunting, and it resets his come at me health barrier, so feel free to mock as much as possible. When enemies see Tony winding up, they better watch out. Tony's ultimate causes him to dash to the target location, and then, bada boom! All enemies struck by his colossal spinning uppercut are sent flying away from Tony. Throwing an insult can sometimes be a great way to protect your turret. While defending a structure, use Trash Talk to taunt a nearby enemy. When the hero turns to attack you, it will immediately draw turret aggro, forcing them ultimately to back off. Or maybe just die. Bonus points if you taunt a melee enemy hero, as they'll be forced to walk further into your turret range to reach you. When choosing a target to taunt, consider going for their Crystal Power Mage characters first, like Celeste or Scarf. Since they will be forced to basic attack you, they won't be able to cast their more damaging abilities, making them easy pickings for your teammates. Or, Tony can just punch them in the face himself. That works too. Tony is one of the best for singling out mispositioned heroes and introducing them to his metal fists. In this teamfight, Tony spots a fortress that strayed a little too far away from his friends. He activates Jawbreaker, gaining the speed bonus and getting into range to land his first empowered attack. Fortress tries to head for cover, but a timely Trash Talk lures him back where he lands his third punch, stunning the poor little doggy and making quick work of him. He then spots Lorelei and gives her the old 1-2-3 combo. Then, while she's stunned, bada boom! He sends her flying towards the waiting arms of his teammates where they pick up the kill. Thanks for watching the Tony Hero Spotlight. If you want to get to explore his character, check out the Choose Your Own Story special feature online, where your choices shape Tony's fate. See you next time.
Alright, so pretty exciting stuff. Tony coming out in this update, dropping today. Maybe, maybe it's already out.
And he launches up into the air and just...
The vet's ready for him.
I think he's like one of my new favorite heroes of all time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the people on PvE will probably show him off pretty well. They've been playing him for quite a while already. But before we hop into a match, we got, a whole new feature coming out. We got draft mode for 5v5 ranked. Let's take a look at that video.
5v5 ranked mode is a great option for those seeking more intense competition and progression. It plays identically to the casual 5v5 mode with a few key differences. Matches start with a draft. A map of Sovereign's Rise appears, allowing players to indicate what position and damage type they want to play. Teams then take turns banning a hero, meaning that neither team is able to select those heroes. Use the ban phase to eliminate any heroes that would ruin your strategy or counter your key picks. Once enough heroes have been banned, the draft moves on to the pick phase, where players take turns selecting a hero to play. The order of the picks is always the same, and shown here, and once a hero is selected, that hero is unavailable to the opposing team. Players who come in later in the pick order have fewer options available to choose from, but they have more information from which to work, and can pick the perfect hero to counter the enemy. During the draft, you can chat with your teammates. Use this feature to declare your intentions, discuss strategy, collaborate, and maximize your chances of working together as a team. When it's not your turn, you can tap on a hero portrait to indicate a ban or pick preference. At the end of the draft phase, teammates also get a chance to swap heroes among them in order to secure the most desirable hero for each player. Your progress is measured by your rank. After each game, your ranked points will either move up or down based on whether you won. Once enough points are collected, you will advance to the next rank. In order to unlock this mode, players must be at least account level 10 and have at least 14 different heroes unlocked. This way, you will always have a hero to pick in the draft no matter who is picked or banned before your selection. If you need more heroes to participate in the ranked draft mode, you can purchase them in the market with ice, or unlock them with the glory you've earned from playing matches, opening chests, and participating in special events. Jump into a ranked 5v5 match now for a deeper, richer Vainglory experience.
So there you have it. We have draft with chat for 5v5 ranked. I'm personally really excited about this because I personally love playing ranked, and that draft at the beginning just makes it that much more fun.
Yeah, it really does. I love the strategic depth that it brings. And with the new functions that they've placed in draft, it just makes it that much easier to communicate, to really optimize your strategy and bring not only your own knowledge to your team, but help you guys coordinate so things don't get messy. Like, you've had periods of time where you're like, well, I actually don't want to go like this lane with it, or maybe you pick it and they pick the counter pick and you're just like, hey, does someone want to lane swap with me? There's really, now you can easily communicate with them to quickly shift your strategy on the fly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was one of the really important things about this draft mode, is that because you can communicate use your words that your teammates know, I want to go play the captain, I want to play top, I want to play mid, I want to play any given hero. You can let them know. You can say, hey, can you pick this for me? And if they can, you can just swap it over at the end of the match, at the end of the draft. And, I mean, personally, I think one of my favorite things about this draft mode is that there's that little icon that's like...
Yeah, there's...
the fill button.
So for a long time, we have, like, if you're trying to fill... you're the flexible teammate.
You just spam all the positions, right?
You're just like, I can do jungle carry lane, jungle carry lane, jungle carry lane. You just and you're just sitting there going like this for like a minute, just waiting for people to decide like what they want. Now you can actually say, hey,
you guys can pick first.
I have a deep hero pool. I'm flexible. You guys choose what you need to, and then I'll fill what we need.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm personally really excited to see how this draft plays on live. You'll be able to play it today, ranked 5v5, drop in with 3.1. But for now, let's hop into a PvE match. I think this group is going to, draft for us, so let's see how it goes. I'm personally, I'm pretty excited. We're going to watch them play the game, but while they're playing, we'll be discussing some balance changes. We'll be talking about their draft a little bit.
Yep.
So you can see right here, we got the first ban on the blue team. They banned one. The red team's going to ban one.
I really like how you have those numbers really indicating the pick order.
Absolutely.
It really makes it very clear.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that was a little bit less clear in our 3v3 draft, where you sometimes weren't certain which team you were on, and you weren't really certain when it was your turn. This makes it very, very clear that, hey, it's my turn. I'm number 1, I'm number 2, I'm number 4, 5, whatever.
You know what I also like that was changed? So there is the button now that you press the button at the bottom to ban, correct? Before, when you were trying to recommend a ban or a pick, you would hover the hero. But sometimes if you clicked hovering the hero, right when the turn switched, you would accidentally lock it in.
Yep, absolutely.
So now you don't have that problem anymore.
Yep. So that's definitely a really big benefit, right? Being able to actually be tapping things, and it actually being a separate button makes it much better, much more clear for when it is your turn and when it's not. But for now, we do see, blue side, they banned the alpha, they banned Cruel. Red team, looks like the captain might be having some issues right now. Might have gone to get a
may-
drink of water.
Maybe this is a strategic choice not to ban something.
Maybe, maybe. But for now, we have Tony being picked up by the blue side. Looks like, you know, red team's captain might have gone for a water break.
It's funny because he was literally there like a minute and a half ago.
Hey, that's what happens when you start a game on someone without them paying attention.
Yeah, well.
It's all good. It's all good. All right.
Okay, wait.
In any
Wait.
case,
In any case, I may have to jump in instead. If
we'll
that's
have
it.
Nivet take over as the captain. He'll become the leader of the pack. Much like Fortress. You can become a wolf.
Oh, okay. So it looks like he had a connectivity issue. He's back. So.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll get him back in just a moment.
Yep.
No
Okay.
worries whatsoever. Let's try that one more time. All right, Nivet, kick it off.
One more time, with more feeling than the last time. I mean, I'm not saying the last time didn't have enough feeling. I'm just saying more than feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely. Alrighty. So once again, the
There
cool
it
band
is.
comes
He's
out,
there
the
this
Varia
time.
band comes out, and
So right from the start, you see the Cruel band, and Cruel's really good into a lot of these more melee type
Absolutely.
picks, right? Like he wants to stand in duel, and he's a really strong ganker. So he's also really good against Tony.
Mhm.
So I like how the first two picks, they picked up they take up Cruel and Alpha, who are these high sustain healers, or auto attack healers, who Tony's taunting. He's not as effective against, because now they're going to try and secure Tony as their first pick. On the other side, you have Batiste and Varia.
Mhm.
Varia, obviously, she's got a lot of late game potential. She's probably one of the strongest hyper carries late game.
right?
So you're really seeing the team, they're like, okay, we don't want to let them pull into late game. We're going to remove this. The Batiste ban, that may be a targeted ban against one of the other players on the other team who has a heavy preference for Batiste. Actually,
Whoop.
oh no.
Oh no, I think Aki is just having a little bit of connectivity issue, so we'll probably just, you know, maybe sub him out for right now. It's all good.
Oh my goodness.
No worries, no worries. All right.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to tag myself in here. Actually, we got another player who could step in to fill the role.
All right, seems
So,
good.
Let me just rebalance this a little bit.
Seems good, seems good. In any case, you know, that's sometimes the case with these test environments where things are not quite as stable as they would be on the live servers, so we do have a little bit more connectivity issues on that server. But once it goes live, you all should enjoy draft. Make sure to give it a shot. You have to have 14 heroes, because if you don't, if someone bans out all your heroes and everyone else picks your heroes, you can literally not pick anything, so that would not be great. Gotta have 14 heroes. I believe you can do the account level 10, and you should be good to go and off to the races. And of course, we still do have, I believe, the matchmaker for 5-5 ranked actually allows you to go into parties of 1, 2, 3, or 5. 5-man queues will not match up against people who are not in 5-man queues.
Okay.
So if you have a 5 stack, you'll always match a 5 stack. However, 1 through 3 is anyone's game.
1 through 4.
You can't queue up as 4.
Oh, that's right.
Yep,
That's
that's a thing. Nivet wants to queue up as 4.
well, yeah. Because I mean, like, what if me, you, and Shin, and you wanted to play a game together?
Then we can play against each other in 2v2 on the House You Unfold. It'll be perfect.
I was gonna say like we should get one more, but
We could.
Then we would have 5.
We can get this minion. I can play 2 devices.
He's that good.
I'm not.
He's that good.
I'm really not. I can try. I can fail horribly, and it would be great.
Okay, so that tester had apparently a internet drop, so that's okay. He apologizes to us. And
No worries. It happens. It happens.
We're on to the game. So as we see before, the Alpha Cruel knockout. They're trying to really keep that Tony a safe pick. I did tell them they should play it, so I think they're trying to make sure they have the best setup for it.
Absolutely.
You see the Batiste pickup. I had that was the person who was targeted ban for, so that's sort of funny.
I actually want to ask you a little about Tony. So you've been playing Tony for quite a while on
I have.
a PB environment.
I-
What
a
kind
lot.
of team compositions work best with him, and against what team compositions does he excel?
Excel. Okay. So Tony is I like to play him actually in top lane personally. So he does particularly well into sort of squishy heroes and mages.
Alright.
Anyone who's heavy ability dependent. Tony's taunt is one of the longer non-ultimate CCs in the game, especially once you build enough weapon power to get the taunt duration up or you overdrive it. So I really like picking him into those picks. Like, for example, Batiste is, well, it depends if it's a weapon Batiste or not, but great into, if he's a CP Batiste, it's a great pick into it because, you know, Batiste is just forced to auto you. He can't bad mojo, he can't fearsome shade, anything.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really important things to remember as taunt. It's they're forced to attack you, but they're forced to attack you with their basic attacks. They can't use their abilities, which means that against anyone who is very reliant on their abilities to do damage, Tony is a fantastic pickup.
He also really combos well with other CC heroes.
Right.
So, you know, we've seen comps like this. You know, like you had the Catherine Batiste combination.
Got your wombo combos.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, ordain you, and then I'm gonna stun you, and then I'm gonna fearsome shade you. Well, Tony really works well with those type of heroes. Like, you got a Grace. Grace will A, they're slowed. You get a free, easy trash stock on them.
Right.
She stuns while you're doing your punches. Like, you can CC them for quite some time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the very important things about Tony is that he does bring a lot of CC to the table. And even in a more carry-oriented path where he is going more heavily into weapon, he still has a very strong taunt, especially if you're going a captain build. Building a little bit of weapon, maybe a spell sword or two, is actually extremely useful.
I find spell sword to be one of his core items, personally.
Regardless of if he's captain or as a carry.
there's a couple ways people have been playing him. Like I personally prefer like the sort of utility bruiser type build.
Right.
So, you know, me personally, I go like double spell sword, serpent's mask, tank up. Right. Like that's so I can lifesteal a bit, so I'm durable. And I can keep utilizing my CC for my team to capitalize on it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have seen some other players. Flash was doing a video. He really likes crit Tony personally.
Okay.
No, the A damage, bonus damage on it does not crit, but because he has that consistent gap closer with his A, he can do 3 really heavy strikes really quickly.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the very important things, is especially if you get a little bit of attack speed to get his auto attack back up faster. Being able to just constantly chase someone down with those 3 punches is extremely powerful.
It's great. I would definitely say he does have some issues against, like, for example, he's up against a Gwen, right? Gwen's going to cleanse his CC, but his early game is awesome.
Right.
A good Tony should really utilize your early game. Your punches are, with the full thing, are really strong early on.
Yeah, those jawbreaker punches do a whole lot of damage, especially if you're able to close the gap against your opponents. That being said, if they are able to keep distance against you, Tony does have a little bit of difficulty catching up. So him comboing with his allies is the most effective.
Yeah.
But Tony on his own might not always be able to catch his enemies.
Yeah, so he does have medium duration cooldowns, especially on like his B is a little bit longer, but the A is like around like 8 seconds.
Right.
So that's why personally I prefer a bit of cooldown, so I can stick to my opponents better. Otherwise, you have trouble, you know, keeping up with them. So his kit is great for setting up kills and ganks.
Right.
So his perk, amazing in the jungle and in lane. Come at me, absorbs a bit of damage, and I really find it effective because, like, in lane, because I can see when my bar is full. I'm like, okay, my perk is up. I can either trade really well, or even if I'm behind, I can make sure I secure last hits using bookie ultis. I'll heal, and if they try to harass me, my perk will take it from me.
Right, and you can see right there, EFX just went in and invaded the enemy jungle while was trying to clear as Gwen. But he is in a little bit of trouble now. The healing flask will be coming out. He'll be just fine, though. He does have that come at me, taking a little bit more damage than he would be normally. And that really did save him a little bit right there. And that's one of the big things about Tony. I actually see right here with the recall, with draws, you actually get a pretty big burst of healing of health and energy when you finish your recall now. Just to get you back out onto the field a little bit faster.
Also sort of helps with those back doors. Like, tele boots are a great strat to finish up, but it gets really unfortunate when someone you're sort of low, you're leaving, someone's like at your base, you know, pushing down a turret, split pushing, you're just like, I can't go fight them or they'll kill me. I need to heal a little bit before I go out. This really helps you make sure you're battle ready right out the gate.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we did make sure that you don't just sit in your base and just keep spamming withdraw. It doesn't actually make it any faster because you don't actually get the healing if you're already being healed. We thought about that already. Nice try.
Clever. So, okay, so we see a top lane. We got Reza versus Batiste. Oof. Batiste is looks like he's bullying a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Batiste is generally pretty good against Reza, just because Reza does have to close the gap on him, and Batiste does have the ability to do a whole lot of damage and keep himself sustained if he is just using his basic attacks.
He's also got that Ordain, which goes really well into Reza's Troublemaker, right? Like, he can't get away without stunning himself easily.
Absolutely. So one couple things I just want to point out in terms of balance changes, or even just general gameplay changes on the map, is that we have, as we said earlier, we added the recall restoration. Upon finishing recall, you will regain 25% of your health and energy. But in addition to that, we also have jungle camp vision. So now when you're being attacked by a jungle monster, you'll see it. Cause I mean,
yeah, you had an issue. Well, so there was one camp in particular, the double camp that is right next to a bush, where you had this thing where it would get into a bush and be able to punch you from the stealth of the bush.
And you just wouldn't see it.
You're just like, what? How can this little thing is hitting me? And we fixed that. It's sort of obnoxious. This is just a small quality of life change. Make sure that everything's just that much more smoother.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in addition to that, we have made Black Claw grant you a little bit of a buff when he does get captured.
Yeah, so I really like this. One of my big issues with taking Black Claw was I would take Black Claw, but I just fought it. I'm damaged.
Took a lot of damage, right?
I can't escort it. I have to go back and then run back up the lane to help it. And by that time, it's already like at half-life. The team has been beating on it. Like, my teammates can't, really support it because otherwise they're gonna get, the team fight's gonna initiate on them.
Right. It's actually a very interesting thing because he grants you 10% health and energy per second for 5 seconds. But if you take damage from a hero or a turret, it gets canceled. That being said,
classic Kraken.
Right. Absolutely, absolutely.
I really like that because it creates a consistency between the two. Between the two. Map bosses.
Right, and right now here you can see Tony doing a whole lot of damage to Koshka right there.
She engaged on him. I think she regretted it a little bit.
Hey, Tony hits pretty hard, especially with that red orb buff. He is taking a lot of damage. Might be going down here. He does drop, but Red does finish off that Batiste, so it will be just fine. But Lorelai's got that weapon buff now.
I don't know. Oh, there is.
No worries.
He figured it out.
I mean, I don't think Koshka wanted to jump into that. She was at about half health.
Yeah.
Reza was full.
Especially against a burst assassin, you don't want to jump in on them like Half-Life. I think that doesn't seem the most
not ideal.
Clever
not ideal
choice.
But in any case,
Ouch,
talking a little bit more about that Black Claw buff. This does mean that teams who are leading and are able to take Black Claw very safely, or even taking a little bit of damage, will be ready to push alongside Black Claw. But a team who is able to steal it away also gets a big advantage for the game around.
Man.
Because that is a pretty substantial amount of health and energy you're getting back. And especially if the team that's, taking a lot of damage suddenly loses it, you have a good chance to fight them.
You also, like, if you have 5v5, you have 5 people you have to knock that buff off of. So you got to be careful with that. Make sure you get that vision up, right? Use those scout cams.
I think one of my favorite things to do is if I know the enemy team is doing Black Claw, the moment it gets captured and I'm playing Baron or something, I'll just drop my ion cannon on top of them. Just get rid of the buff. They don't need a heal.
All of a sudden, now they're not battle ready. You're probably going to get a free Black Claw or kill the Black Claw for free. That'd be great.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more strategy around that too, which is actually quite interesting. Kali's taking a lot of damage. One more hit will finish him off. He does with the kill with his basic attack.
It.
But here comes Tony. Grace.
Oh,
gets
she
boots out of there.
She boots out.
And that's one of the good things about, that's one of the good ways to counter Tony. Just run away from him.
So what I find is the best combo. Trash Talk is actually sort of difficult to land. It is a small cone. It's a very strong ability. It's got a long CC. It's ranged, but it's not that easy to land.
Right.
So one of the things I really like to do is I'll Jawbreaker first, get the movement speed buff, and run into range, punch to them. As I'm going to punch, I immediately queue up Trash Talk. Because now I'm in their face, there's almost no way my Trash Talk can miss, right? And then when they're...
Ooh, bada boom goes places.
Wow.
Probably not the direction he wanted to send him, but it works out. It works out.
It was awesome all the same.
Ooh, Reza coming in with another form designator. Just
that
finishing off
Koshka looks
that
like she
kill.
wants to get out. Tony's hot on her tail. He's got the Jawbreaker buff on. Oh!
He's going places. He does not have the Jawbreaker buff on. Now he does.
Now he does.
You see a little flames coming out of his fists or his
boom! There's
elbows.
a Trash Talk.
And
she wants
Koshka
to
is
run.
not long for this world.
Jawbreaker's cooldown's gonna come up soon. Man, he doesn't even need that. He just
nothing to do.
Fists.
Yes.
Fist to face.
Fist to face. Does a lot of damage.
Oof.
A lot of damage coming out right there too.
Barely.
But let's talk a little bit more about the other changes coming in 3.1. Lane minions are spawning a little bit earlier, so 15 seconds earlier. This means that your jungler will not have to worry quite as much about their jungler being completely taken.
Yeah, so that was an issue we were seeing in 3.0 and 2.12. The jungle spawned before the minions really got to lane, right? So what would happen is, you know, the the weapon and the crystal buffs would come up, and your allies would help you take one, and the other allies would take the other one. And then they would go and like the top two people in the mid and the top laners would clear your top jungle, and then like your bottom laner would take your bottom healer, and then you would be left to share the weapon orb and
remaining?
the gold. I'm just
right.
like,
So probably not the greatest.
I'm
right?
just like, I'm so hungry right now. I'm so
Absolutely.
hungry.
absolutely,
There's
absolutely.
nothing left. So with this change, minions will get to lane that much sooner, and the first minion sort of starts to go down when the camps start coming up. Really,
Right.
like that's really important. So now they're having to make a conscious decision to miss creep or minions to really get a buff or whatever they need, or get sometimes it'll be worth it. Like if you're sharing the gold oak with your jungler, I think that's worth it. That's 136 gold. If you don't last hit it, that's worth like a 1 minion or 2 minion difference, right?
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
so there is strategic choices there. It's not just a very clear, I should do
Ooh.
this.
Bada Boom comes out, does not quite knock people the way he wants them to go.
You
But
should-
you might get taken down. Turnwalker will barely survive right there.
Oh, you
Infection
got
back
this.
in with Tony. Tony
Boom!
doing so
No,
much
no, no,
damage
no,
right there.
Oh, I would have gone in on that. I would have gone in on that.
It was close. It was close.
He could- I
probably
think-
could have gotten that kill.
He would have hit the Gwen for bonus damage, stunned her, and that would ensure at least 1 to 2 hits, and he's got a red buff that would slow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think that was, and she's out of energy, so she can't skedaddle away.
Right. All right. In any case, some other changes coming into 5v5. We got gold generation is down a little bit in lanes, so range minions give a little bit less gold. Siege minion and captain minions also give a little bit less gold.
That's
Just
right.
5 less each. It's not huge, but
No.
it will make a little bit of a difference.
The whole point was, so we were having an issue with split pushing being a very optimal strategy. If you just sat in the lane, it became a negative to leave your lane for any reason to go help your other allies. It was better just for you to stay in the lane and get as much gold as you can, and then just say, well, I'm farmed up. This way, you get a little bit more, and ooh, he has a stunned and dead Reza. But there's a little bit more incentive for you to go help your allies, to team fight, to really look for that objective control. So you can still split push, you can still lane. Those strategies not only still remain, but are great. Like, you need your farm, right? You need to get your gold. But at the same time, oh, this does not look good.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Oh, nice
Oh, we
peel
got
from
dodging along
Turnwalker.
pretty well, taking a lot of damage. So he's gonna probably go down right here. Gets finished
Oh.
off by Grace, and probably not the fight they wanted to take.
Lorelei deals so much damage as a carry.
But in any case, the main goal was, lower split pushing's effectiveness just a little bit. Make sure that
Yeah.
you have to group with your allies and do some objectives.
Exactly.
All right. And the next thing, gold experience generation has changed a little bit in 5v5 too. So gold oak now gives a little bit more experience. The double bear camp also grants a little bit more. Healing tree and the small bear next to it give a little less now, but the orb guardians both give more.
Yeah, so we're having an issue where junglers would be a little bit behind, especially if people were taking, your healers, and then the laners would get a lane advantage if they took the healers. All of a sudden, they were like a level ahead of their lane opponents if they were taking healers and the other one didn't, right? So it created this sort of odd thing. In addition to that, the jungler was not hitting level 2 on completion of the first 2 camps because he was sharing the experience.
Right.
This way, if he shares the camps, he will still hit level 2.
Right.
Which
right.
is something that, like, you want that high five with your allies. You don't want to be like, I high-fived and I gave up, my level 2, which hurts my clear speed, etc. I feel bad for helping my allies, right? That shouldn't be the case. Nice block by Neon. He is super dead, though.
Probably not the place to be, right in the middle of the river.
Oh,
With 3 enemies surrounding him.
this looks unfortunate.
A little bit, just a little bit. But in any case,
Tony does take the Batiste on top.
yep,
Nicely
Tony does a lot of damage. He's
As-
hitting pretty hard. Got
Yep,
that Tyrant's
he-
Michael. He has that
He's
Star
going,
Blade.
he's going that crit build that I was talking about earlier, where they just want to burst down that one target as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Like I really think his you play, if you're playing him weapon, it's really, you try to burst down the target before your CC runs out, or you try to stay in there and keep applying that CC to them over the course of the team fight.
Right.
Like you really like want to.
He's
play
really a
one-way.
brawler. He just wants to
He's
get in your
very-
face and
yeah.
just stick to you. He can do
Yeah.
a lot of damage, but if he builds a little more tanky to actually be more of a nuisance, because if he does go pure damage, he gets taken down pretty quickly if you get ganged up on.
Yes. So Come At Me is a great perk to keep yourself alive, and you have the damage reductions from Trash Talk, but the barrier that you get from your perk does not scale that well if you don't have any armor and shield.
Right.
So you really need to make sure. Oh, there's the stun coming out. That is unfortunate for Kosh because she sort of put herself out of position. There is.
Ooh.
Oh, nice
Ace
turn
High
walker
goes wide.
pull. Oh, 2, 3.
Not enough damage though.
No.
Not enough. He's taking a lot of damage, but it gets taken down by the Lorelei, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you don't have any real defense.
nope. It's unfortunate. Is this turret gonna go down? You got the scarf coming up.
It's possible. It's gonna be pretty close right there. There's one more hit, 2 more hits. Will probably do it. The barrier is coming back.
Oh,
So
he's
a lot
so
of damage
close.
being
He's so
taken down
close.
right there. Copycat, will he be able to finish off Trogdor? Does get the snipe. Does finish him off, and that was very well played.
Nice
Defense
shot.
by the blue side.
That turret is on its last legs. They're doing
Will
everything they can to
Captain
keep
does
it
not
up.
finish it off.
You got a duel going on between Koshka and Vox. This is looking pretty good for the Vox. There it
Ooh,
is.
There we go. There we go.
And that turret is going to go down.
Right, right. All right, a couple other minor changes. Bang Crystal. The full health time it takes for it to fully regen its health is down from 4 minutes to 2 minutes. So now if your Bang Crystal is sitting at like 1% health, you don't have to wait that long for it to like fully
Yeah,
regen.
it was really slow.
It was kind of brutal.
It was just like,
So come on, regen already. Hurry up.
here, I'll fix you myself.
All right, but turrets
push
also,
it into the push it into the fountain.
right. Turrets
Okay,
also
so-
have a little bit of earlier, the early game damage reduction that they have is actually shorter now. So before it used to fall off at 6 minutes, now it falls off at 4. And there's also a couple of visual effects associated with it. So you'll see a little bit of a bubble that appears around it every time it takes damage, if it is before that 4-minute mark.
Can you walk me through the choice on this, or the reason for this change?
So the main goal of this was that it kind of forced the game into a little bit of stalemate early on, where you couldn't really take turrets.
Pushing strategies just weren't even an option.
Right. So now, with it at 4 minutes, you can set a strategy where you are trying to push lanes forward, and at 4 minutes, you are able to more easily take down those turrets. Without this barrier, it actually meant that compositions like Saw or like a very heavy push comp where it's just a little bit too effective, and those like early 3 or 4 man ganks just meant a free turret every single time.
Yes.
And that's something you want to avoid at least for the first couple of minutes, because once the game progresses to about 4 minutes, that's when we really see teams being able to say, hey, okay, we see you grouping up top, we're going to be able to defend against it.
You didn't want them taking a turret at 2-3 minutes because 150 gold in the first couple minutes of the game globally, that's a huge gold swing when, you know, each team only has like 1,500 gold.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Now, the last change in 5v5, the armories. When armories are destroyed, the laning minions will take 10% more damage from heroes than before. They used to take 20% less, now they take 10% less, so it's actually not exactly 10% more damage, but it's about the same.
Yeah.
Close enough. It'll do.
I really... Oh, Bada Boom goes out, knocking Grace into the wall, setting up an easy kill. Tony is pushing in. There's
Very
the stun.
aggressively,
Oh,
very aggressively.
nice
Ooh.
save by... Oh, no, the team... Where is the team?
That's probably a little
They
bit too
left.
aggressive right there.
Why would you... Don't leave your teammates behind.
No teammate left behind.
Poor coordination on that. Blue team sort of flubbed that a little bit. Scarf is out here in the middle of nowhere by himself. He is in trouble. He does not
low
look.
on energy
He
right
does
there.
not look healthy.
Doing a lot of damage though.
If that Koshka was just a little bit, she would have ulted him on the goop pool, and she would have
Absolutely.
been in such trouble.
For sure, for sure. But going into this game, there's quite a few heroes here that have received balance changes. Let's talk about what do we have. Churnwalker.
Yep. So Churnwalker was having a bit of trouble keeping himself alive, and you know, a lot of people can be hitting him at once. He sort of drops very fast. So this patch we sort of decided to do one of two things. One was sandwich a little bit, which was, you know, squish the top down a little bit, lower the win rates at the top a little bit, and bring the bottom up a little bit, so you sort of sandwich everyone together a little bit more. And the second one was to raise support damage a bit. Like, so supports are awesome. They're effective, but didn't feel good to play them in 5v5. You don't deal enough damage to really pressure them. 3v3 it's one thing, but in 5v5 it was even less effective. You can, as a support, like let's say you're a Grace, in 3v3 I can save that one person by going like alt, echo, alt, and because that's a third of my team, and that's probably the majority. That's half of our team's DPS because you have a jungler and a carry, right?
Right.
In 5v5, you have 4 people to cover now, and so if everyone is not contributing a little bit, it becomes much more tough.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right here we can see the red team actually going for a sneaky Black Claw. I don't think the blue team notices at all.
They get it.
And there's the healing coming out for Trogdor, so potentially saving him from that potential dive right there.
Looks like it. Oh no!
So very well played.
Skill shots come out.
Well, we do have G chasing down on Tony, doing a lot of damage right there, but I don't know if Tony's too worried about this.
He hurt.
Gonna be close. Oh, nope.
Oh, and there's
He's
the
gone,
Reza.
buddy. Now Horn comes in, finishes him
Bam.
off with that Troublemaker, and might be a little bit out of position right there for that team. The teammates
Do you
weren't
see
there
the
to back him
Koshka
up.
at top? She's gonna take that turret.
Yep.
Like her teammates weren't around, so she split pushed another lane, let Black Claw just sort of walk down mid.
Yeah, very good play right there coming out from that Kosh and dodging around that Reza. No problem whatsoever. Black Claw flies away, so a good amount of gold goes over to the side of the blue team, but the
Didn't
red
really
team
just use that ult.
taking this time to go capture that ghost into getting some gold for themselves.
Yep. So they're really trying to capitalize. They took a turret. They damaged they took 2 turrets actually, and they beat up the middle turret pretty well.
Right.
And it looks like they're gonna get oh nope, they're dropping it.
Yeah, a little too much aggression coming out from these players, but they should be just fine to go back off.
Good double Lorelei pool sort of stops them from the enemy team from following them.
Absolutely, the slow on that is pretty immense,
We-
and she does quite a bit of damage right now.
Yep. We lowered also the cooldown on it last patch, so you're able to sort of keep more pools on the field at once.
Right.
So, couple things have we've changed a couple things. Grace is actually in this game. I want to take the time to talk about
Sure
her.
thing. Sure.
So, we did 2 things to her. We buffed her support path and we tuned down the weapon path a little bit. You were having the issue where a weapon Grace could literally just auto you and you could be potentially dead if you're a squishy
Yeah,
hit.
Benediction hit really hard.
It was the base auto attack plus the bonus damage from your perk plus the weapon ratio from the perk plus the base damage of the A plus the weapon ratio on the A. Like, it was just so many things stacked on top of each other that was just like 2.5 hits in one hit, and then you would do the double hit right after and you would just explode.
Absolutely.
Like we like the weapon Grace is a choice. We just want to make it like, and we like how it sort of falls into that secondary support as the game progresses. We just want to make it less of a free pickup.
Ooh, these ace sides are all going wide for Trogdor, not quite landing those.
There's a very
I'm
mobile
CC.
team. There's so many mobile people on the other side. Like, you have like a Reza and a Vox. Like, he's been laning against Vox all game. Oof. Oh no.
Tony?
Tony!
The damage
Tony!
is coming out.
Keep punching, man!
Lorelei hits pretty
Keep
hard though,
punching.
doing a lot
Oh,
of damage,
there's the-
but will be able to finish him off.
Nice fountain by Maxman on that Churn Walker.
Good stuff coming out. But you were talking about Grace.
Yeah, so we did lower that damage, but we gave it back to her in other ways. We raised her perk damage a little bit, so Weapon Grace is gonna feel is not gonna feel really bad because your perk still deals more damage. It just has a lower weapon ratio, but it will seriously help support Grace's early damage.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, we've raised the base damage on Holy Nova, so it is a harder to hit move, but want her
The
to feel,
reward.
yeah, the reward is there. Like, not only are you stunned, but they're gonna take good damage off of it. This Grace is not gonna deal enough damage with it, but it's that looks like a free armory for that team.
Exactly, and as Nimit was saying earlier, a lot of the captain heroes, a lot of the support heroes that we have in Vainglory historically haven't done too much damage, but we wanted to make sure that using this ability rotation actually was fairly impactful. So now, in this update, most of the supports and captains are going to be doing some pretty significant damage.
That's right.
With all their abilities, even without any crystal or weapon items to back them up.
That's right. So you'll find that most of the supports got a bit of a tuning buff in terms of damage. A couple
Everyone
of
but Fortress.
and Flicker. Those two
yes,
have
Flickers.
very high base damages in their kit already, Fortress was also not really being played as support for the most part. He's being played as a jungler.
Yep.
Really did not. We wanted to tune him down, not tune him up. Like
Hey, Fortress is awesome.
he's been a monster pick in 5v5 and in 3v3 for a couple patches now.
Absolutely. Oh, Tony made the Bow Boom come out.
Do it, do it.
That'd be
This is your
awesome.
moment.
Oh,
Boom.
doesn't quite get the kill on Blacklaw, but it's still there. Oh, it goes over the blue side.
There it is.
That was well played.
Run, Tony. You're dead, Tony.
He's gone.
But it was worth it.
Super worth it.
Oh, stun.
That's
Into
less
stun.
worth it.
Into dead. So
Oh, that
much
was a little bit
CC.
over-aggressive by the blue side. They could have definitely taken that and just turned it around and gone to push with Blacklaw. But now, two of their members are down, so not going to be quite as effective of a push. But they might be able to go for Ghost Wing.
Yeah, that to be fair, Tony did die stealing the Blacklaw. So
Right? Pretty worth.
yeah,
pretty
very,
worth.
very much worth. But I don't think they would have been able to push as easily. They're choosing to. I think gaining the Ghost Wing would have been a really good choice. But they're gonna choose to push the other lanes, which is also a really good choice. But they just couldn't push it. I think there was a bit of a lack of communication. They couldn't push it fast enough.
Right.
So they did push out the other lanes, which that is gonna give them some gold. But I don't think it's worth the gold that they gave the enemy team.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out is
They
just
did
overall,
get the armory though.
Right, and overall, because of the draft, there are no hero like mirror matches, which does make the game a lot more dynamic.
Very
so in
much
this game, you don't see it's not Tony versus Tony or Vox versus Vox that you might see in other games.
That's right.
But now you actually get to see a unique hero in every position, and it does create for some very interesting team fighting dynamics.
I highly prefer it, honestly. Like there's a couple like safe picks that people like to choose.
Right.
But I like now that if I can see my opponent's choices, that allows me to choose. Like for example, take I love playing Taka.
Right.
But I don't feel great picking Taka just like right off the bat because maybe the enemy team's pretty heavy on that CC, right? Or, like they've got. I could blind pick into something that counters me pretty hard. But now I can see looks like they've got a bunch of squishies. They don't have a way to reveal me. I'm gonna take that Taka.
Big fight going on right here. Another one comes out
Bada
from
boom,
the Res. He
not-
takes a lot of damage right there. A lot of damage going over to every single side. Grace in the middle of the enemy team might be going down real soon. Scarf tries to burn
but he
down
got
that
stunned.
Matisse. And right now, Akash is being chased down. And everyone is going down on the red side. This is almost certainly game.
Oh, the teleport out! The teleport out!
Oh, he makes it out.
He's burning! Oh, there's the flash to save him!
What a
oh,
play.
there's the box pull!
What?
Some auto attacks follow up, almost killing the Lorelei.
What a play, what a play.
Oh,
That
my
being
God.
said, one of the things about teleport boots and all the other globals now is that there is actually a modal that appears instead of just, having to guess whether or not you have your ability activated or not. So that will help out quite a bit.
Is this game?
There's almost starts the game. I mean, they're down for 20 seconds. There's almost no way the
That
Lorelei is going to be able to kill all
that
of
was a
them.
good teleport boots move, though. I did like that. That was a good move.
That was
Oh,
cheeky.
that Lorelei is not looking long for this world.
Alrighty, and 26 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, the blue team does take the victory. Very, very well played by them. And a very, very exciting game overall.
Yeah, great game.
Tony doing, his due diligence, coming
Doing
out
work.
in the lead
10-4.
of gold for his team, 7-4, 10-4 and 8. Pretty solid.
He's even ahead of the Vox.
Yeah.
Look at him go. Nicely done.
So how did you rate his build? He's got the Star Blade, Metal Jacket, Journey Boots, Double Tyrants, and the Aegis.
So I've always been an advocate for more of team type builds. So
Right.
I like more utility
Okay.
type. So I like playing melee heroes, but when I'm playing Cruel, I'll build Shiver Steel because I really like setting up that kill for
Right.
my allies, right? For Tony, I like to go Spell Sword because I want to use my skills a little bit more. So that's personally my option. I think this build is great. High burst damage. They were pretty squishy on the other side, so it was a great pickup choice.
Right.
It was a little dangerous with the Grace pick because if you're trying to burst down that one target with your Jawbreakers, Grace will Divine Intervention comes through.
Right.
So it could have gone multiple ways, right? So I did like that though. It was great. No matter what, great match overall.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So thank you to our players. That was a pretty close match. We might be getting another one getting set up in just a little bit. But before we hop into another game, let's talk about skins. So Tony's coming out, but we also have Steam Night Tony coming out. So pretty exciting. You might have heard it a little bit in Sugar Venom's lore. You might have had a little bit of a teaser on that Team Night skin. So
I
there
like
you
this
go.
skin. I love this mustache. Such a head. Look at that mustache. It's so
The
majestic.
handlebar mustache. It's glorious.
I want to see like a cosplay for this. It's
Wow.
just I've
I can see it.
I've always been a big like I've loved power armor.
'Kay.
Right? Like in past like I think the concept of power armor is so freaking cool. And when you're playing this skin, even when like you use Jawbreaker, you see like
The steam just
steam
everywhere, right?
yeah, just coming off of you,
It's
just like
sweet.
boom, like I'm ready. You're just like, oh snap, someone's gonna get hurt real bad.
It is very, very sweet. I personally love it quite a bit.
And because you're beating them up with your posh look too, because you got the handlebar.
It's actually a very
gentleman's
different
mustache.
look than Tony's standard.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I won't lie. I mean, I do also love the default look as well.
Right. He's
I,
a lot more like, hey, come at me.
I really love his voice lines. His VO
Yeah.
is so good. He's
Go hop in
like
the game with them.
he's
you know,
like
take a listen.
he's straight out of like it's like straight out of Brooklyn style. Like, it's so awesome.
He's pretty
I-
great.
I it's probably one of my favorite VOs in the game.
Mhm.
Definitely top 3.
All right.
So I really love it.
That's pretty fantastic. But we got one other skin coming out in this update. So Anubis Batiste coming to a game near you and Vainglory near you very, very soon, if not already out.
We saw it in that last game.
Yep.
Look, it's awesome.
Yeah, I
It
really, like
really
the color
is.
scheme on this, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It kind of reminds me of Celeste Helios a little bit, just like the purple glow.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right,
Definitely.
his bad mojo now a lot more flashy.
Yeah, exactly. I really like the design of the scythe too.
Right.
It feels very like God of Death.
I think that's a fitting way of putting it. That is definitely a fitting way of putting it. All right, but in any case, we also got a couple of events going on, but we will hop right into a game. But we got the Halcyon Days event coming on, which just means that, between March 15th and 21st, if you just log in, you'll get free stuff.
Free
Who doesn't
stuff.
like free stuff?
I love free stuff.
I like free stuff.
Can I have more free stuff?
You could have more free stuff
If I keep logging in.
if you keep logging in. So March 15th to 21st, keep logging in, you'll get free stuff.
Man.
But if you have supported SCMC with a little bit of money over the past 30 days, you will get additional free stuff.
Oh, the Founders Badge.
Yeah, so
That's
if you have
awesome.
that Founders Badge,
Not Founders
No,
Badge.
the Supporters Badge.
Supporters Badge. Sorry.
Right.
There's 2 different badges.
right, if
but
you have the
you got
Supporters
it.
Badge,
The
you'll
little
get extra free stuff.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I do really like that. It really gives a tip of the hat.
Yep.
Thank you for
Thank you for supporting us.
we really appreciate it. And so I like that. So, uh-oh.
Looks like we're hopping into...
Oh no.
Yep.
It looks like I may have to play.
All right.
I
Nivmet will carry his team to
It's-
victory.
I put someone on spec on spec. I think they left, and then I was like, oh, I need them to play.
Alrighty.
Oh, he's back. What a guy. He made it.
He's just juking out Nivmet. Come on, this is why you
It-
gotta let people know you're starting a game. They're drinking water.
So they banned Grumpjaw. The funny thing is, I actually think Grumpjaw's really good right now.
Grumpjaw is quite powerful.
He has a lot of burst damage. He's probably one of the strongest early game heroes in the game right now. Like,
Right.
like with the return of his base damage on his A, he hits really hard.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't want.
playing
I don't like
Crystal
your.
Grumpjaw,
I don't
Weapon
like your.
Grumpjaw.
I don't like your Shatter Glass
It's a lot of
build.
fun.
I don't like that.
I would recommend it.
That hurt.
Just get like 2 shatter glasses, a
You
broken myth.
literally
You
like.
will like one-shot people.
I was playing. Who was I playing? I was playing like a carry of some sort. I think I was like Idris or something.
Mm-hmm.
You literally came in. You just like, A ult and like auto like and then
and
like
you were dead.
I was just
And
like,
it was glorious.
what hit me? Where did I go?
You got hit by a monster. Not a monster truck, just a monster.
I tried saying there was a bug or something like that. Like my character disappeared from the map and I couldn't figure out what happened. My life bar glitched out.
It wasn't
Nope.
me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like it. I really enjoy Grumpjaw on the top lane though. Just with,
Absolutely.
like you buy a book combined with his passive. Not only he got a very strong early game base damage, but he's really hard to push out.
Absolutely.
He does fall off really hard late
Yep.
game though. Not really hard, but like decently hard.
He doesn't have the best way to stick to people, even though he does have a lot of gap closers. He's really
It-
reliant on his abilities.
Exactly, and the cooldowns are high enough where he just can't keep up if you're kiting him well.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right.
You see that Tony pick coming out, Vox. I really think they should grab a Finn here. Finn goes really well into Tony. You can't see, not being able to CC the support down is really useful.
Absolutely.
I really like. There's a couple choices I really like picking into Tony. I really like Finn. I like Lorelei and Gwen because they can cleanse the CC.
Right.
Great options. I also really like strong auto attackers, especially sustain auto attackers, because if you taunt and they're hitting you, like that cruel pick is open. You guys should have picked that up. Just
Hey,
saying.
they got the Lance coming out.
Lance got a nice set of buffs.
Let's hear it.
Nice set of buffs this last patch. First off, damage is up on his A by a decent amount.
Okay.
Cooldown is down as well, and then combat roll damage is back up. We gave him back. He was having a bit of trouble this last patch. We gave him back his base damages that we removed for during the 3.0 big shift, and combined with the previous buffs he got to like his crystal ratio on his root, and the crystal ratio on the damage reduction, I think he is a incredibly strong pick.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Lance is quite powerful.
I do not look forward to playing against Shin when he's using it.
I'll just play on his team. It's all good.
I'll play on his team. He can play it against you.
I guess that's fair.
Think about it. If you have like a decent amount of cooldown reduction, that impale is like a 4-second cooldown.
It hits pretty hard.
And the root duration is like, with Crystal, is even longer. So between your A and then your B, and then you could A, like, then Echo B, and then A again, and you're just like...
Impale, Githian Wall, Impale.
I really like
perfect.
I really like the Echo build that I see a lot of pros play. Like, Gabe and Evol really utilize it really strong. Like, they go Impale, Githian Wall, Echo, Githian Wall, and then you could Impale again, and they're just like, you...
CC'd for
you
days.
sit here while my team kills you.
In short, don't get caught next to a wall if there's Lance in the enemy team.
Or make sure you have a reflex block. I mean, if you
That
block
works
if you
too.
block the first one, the second one's not going to hit either.
Right, right. That's true. That is true.
So going in, seeing a pedal picking up a book and some energy. Oh, looks, is this a weapon pedal? No, I think it's a crystal pedal, but he's picking up that energy so he can keep his minions up in lane.
Absolutely. But there is a Catherine on one of the teams. So let's talk about balance changes for Catherine.
Yeah, so Catherine is really strong. What was making her strong wasn't like her damage per se, but the fact that she could stun and make herself unkillable for such, like, she'd be like, you're stunned. The time you're not stunned, I've got Stormguard up, and you can't kill me with Stormguards up. And then I'm gonna stun you again. And you only have like 2 seconds to kill me before my Stormguard's back up. So with this change, we've raised Stormguard's cooldown up, so she cannot remain do this like cooldown build and make herself near invulnerable most of the time.
Right.
We did give her some base damages up on her ult though, so bit of blast tremor damage there. We also raised the burn a little bit on Stormguard, so when you use it, even though it has a longer cooldown, feels a little bit more impact. You can do a little bit more damage.
Right.
So overall, she's still fine. She's still really strong. You can still jungle her or support her, but it won't be as like free once it gets to late game.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's also a Vox on the other side, so...
Okay,
let's do
so
with Vox.
This one, I need to explain this one because people saw this, they're like, man, Vox got nerfed. No, hang on. So his A was not dealing, the 2 bolts that fly out were not dealing the crystal portion damage of his auto, right? So
this was a bug.
This was definitely a bug. So when we fixed it, all of a sudden he started hitting really, really hard, and we're just like, what? Oh, that's right. So with his like just his perk alone, it was like 44 base damage at level 1, or which you cannot do Sonic Zoom at level 1. But yeah, it was like 46 base damage to like 88 base damage alone, plus the 100% CP ratio.
Yeah, right there you can see the turret barrier, so that's just kind of the indicator of like, hey, this is taking a little bit less damage right now.
I like how very clear it is. I like how Petal's minions are hit, like, if she hits it, like, it just stays lit up. They're like, there's a bubble, like...
Help me, help me.
But, as I was saying, you are actually dealing more damage as Vox with this bug fix. It's not a nerf, it's really actually a buff. Like, it's a tune-up, not a tune-down. So, don't... I had a couple people already message me going, why?
Why would you nerf Vox?
Like, chill. It's not
Don't worry.
a nerf. It's
Vox is still awesome.
He's still awesome. We saw that last game. Vox played beautifully, and he did really well. He's quite all right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
But
so
I think one of the heroes that we do have to kind of point out, not in this game, but Saw.
so
Let's
yeah,
change with Saw.
so Saw was
Oppressive to say the least.
oppressive, especially like you have like in in super high tiers. Saw or in like upper tiers, people start to figure out like, okay, we just need to coordinate really well with him, and then we'll chain Atlas Pauldron him, and we'll get him. But that's not the case for the majority of players, right? Like so majority of players were just like, I feel awful in lane. Then he took he's super oppressive early on, and
Kill my turret.
he took my turret. Even when I try and run away from him, he still gets a couple more shots on me. Like, so essentially what we did is we lowered his scaling damage as the game with his base attack damage as it scales in game.
Right.
And then in addition to that, he's a little bit slower when spun up.
Right.
We had originally removed this because we thought, Saw is going to need to be able to move a little bit more in the context of 5v5. But this wasn't the case. With this change,
Saw maintains identity as a mobile turret.
as a mobile turret. That's so terrifying.
that is Saw in a nutshell.
Okay. Let's see who else here. I don't think They're not really playing a lot of the balance changes here. I don't know.
No, I think that's about it for that. But
Seriously.
let's just talk about other heroes. We got Samuel.
Like I said, we really like squeezed down the top. We pretty much looked at like the top win rate heroes and we brought them down a bit, and we looked at the bottom win rate heroes and we brought them up a bit. So you had like the buffs being applied to like Churnwalker and Lance, who were struggling in this last patch. Other heroes like Samuel, Rona, Cruel, Alpha are being brought down a bit.
Right.
Right. And Lyra's coming up. That was another one that was sort of struggling.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's basically the gist of it, right?
Yeah. You saw Gwen got tuned down. So
not that much.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Hang on, Zekin. We're gonna sit down and talk about this one. So something to know is, no, it doesn't seem like that much. It is 10 damage only early game, and 10 damage off of tension bow, right? But something important to note is the point of the game in which the damage is reduced. So early on at level 1, her perk damage is being reduced from 30 to 20.
Right.
Meaning her perk damage is doing 66% of what it used to do.
Right.
That's a significant
it is.
Debuff or damage debuff. So Gwen was fine when you pulled later into game. It was the early game oppression that she brought, especially when she brought a tension bow. That's why like tension bow's damage went down by 10 as well, which means like you got that 4-minute tension bow and you came into lane, you just felt like, haha, look at me, I'm awesome. So, yeah, but you've lost 20 damage between your perk and your tension bow at that moment, at 4 minutes in.
Right.
Which is a huge amount. Like here, you'll notice it.
Ooh.
Oh.
That fail.
Oh
the
no,
effect on
Tony
is
Tony!
Just,
Oh, the perk!
Come at me.
Nope, he didn't make
Nope. Went at him.
Oh,
Smart move right there.
That was a smart move. I was expecting him to check the bush and Taco was gonna auto and run out.
Yep.
No,
Not quite. Not quite.
Just shield dash. Okay. To be fair, I don't know if the Taco really was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Weapon Lance, great pick now with the damage increase on his skills and his lower cooldown, his A. I think Weapon Lance is a great pickup. You can top lane him really well. That is an interesting format for things. So you see a lot. Oh, not quite the damage in, but great. Oh, this gank is going to happen. This gank is over. Such initiative. I don't know. I think Lance is really good.
Lance is quite powerful. I mean, as long as you're able to continuously land your abilities, Lance does a whole lot of damage.
It really does. So, oh no, there, he's okay. That Catherine looks really appetizing though.
Absolutely.
So something. Let's go back to. I'm gonna actually tackle the items a little bit.
Okay.
So, defense. So we lowered how much defense the Aegis and Metal Jacket give you.
In the previous update.
In previous updates. So, but and it was really because people were being able to. They were just able to get out. Like people were just too tanky.
Yeah.
Fights were not closing out.
Yeah, even now you can see a lot of fights that just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
So with that change, but it made it feel really bad to pick up these items at certain points. So what we did is we lowered the amount of gold that it costs to buy them. So essentially, because you're buying them earlier, they're worth more early on.
Right.
So if you're buying it, you will survive more early on, and then as the game progresses, their effectiveness reduces, allowing team fights in the game to close out.
Exactly. All right. Other than that, quite a few changes to weapon items in general.
So Book of Eulogies, bit too strong. It was really like a must-buy on melee heroes. It's still usually if you're laning,
pretty good.
It's still really good. Oh my goodness, this Taka is thinking twice about chasing this Baron.
Hey, it's gotta juke everything.
It was the other thing we tuned down is so with the reduce of Metal Jacket, crit builds were just super strong. They would just burst you down super fast now, because you had lower damage, or I mean lower defense, and they still had the same damage. So we lowered the base stats that they give you a little bit to compensate.
All right.
Okay, so what else is there? What other? I feel like we made a couple other changes to heroes and such.
Yeah, we got chance for Rona, we got chance for Finn, Lyra, Troll, Kestrel.
Okay, I'm gonna do well. Kestrel was just a slight, one of the couple things. One, a little bit of extra HP, not much, just enough to sort of help. Little bit allows her to ult a little bit more, so you can take those shots.
Right.
Who doesn't love a cross map shot, right? Or a one shot, one kill. The other thing that was
the
sort
other
of
team.
The other thing that was sort of important is for stacking heroes such as Taka and Alpha, who really tried to maintain their stacks, we increased their duration. Oh no, we've lost our minion.
Trugo has taken our minion from us.
Trugo!
But in any case,
But anyways, so the heroes that had to main stacks for their kit, we raised their duration because, you have more distance between cams, more distance between things. So with this change, we pretty much just did the same thing for Kestrel, where we raised her Rodrellan stacks duration so she can maintain her stacks easier. Rona, we did increase the cooldown on her ult, so if you stop her ult, she has 8 seconds before she can ult again. So there's more counterplay to her, and she generates a little bit less fortified life late game, so she isn't such a monster. Oh no, this pedal is not looking healthy.
The damages.
Oh,
the damages.
Oh, that I would be very mad if I was that Taka. Oh my god, 950 damage from Baron at 10 minutes. That took off like 3/4 of Blackfeather's health, but he healed up. Looks like he had a flask and an adagio heal to really get him back into that fight. Oh no, Vox is, it's a CP Vox.
A lot of damage going out all over the place, huh?
Oh, Tony's good?
They get on out of there.
They need to leave this fight alone.
That last round was
Taka,
a little bit questionable.
500 damage from 500 damage burst from Gwen.
Tony gets that taunt off. Catherine taking a lot of damage herself.
Ow! That almost killed the Lance.
Almost.
Like just beating on her. It was too
the
bad.
Dangers of fighting Catherine.
Oh man. So Lyra got a buff across the board. So Lyra was having a little bit of trouble. Like, she's decent in high levels, but she's struggling everywhere else. And so these changes are, we did a couple things. One, we fixed a bug on her, which is going to make skillful Lyra plays even better. It's one where people were able to take the portal out when you bulwark.
Right.
Which
not ideal.
So one of the cool escapes you can do with Lyra is you bulwark and then you portal away, and they're like,
they can't follow
her.
you.
Nope, you can't follow me. I'm out.
But in the last update they could.
Yes, especially with like the duration increase to bulwark that we gave in 3.0, where it lasts 4 seconds. It used to be only 2 seconds. You're like, okay, I'll just wait for the bulwark to drop, and then I'll follow her. After we increased it though, like that should have been like your best escape, or in the other case, a really good initiation because you can portal in and bulwark, and they can't take the portal out, and your teammates can follow you in.
Right.
Right. And then they're also slowed by a significant amount because we buffed the slow and the duration, the base duration, and the base slow of the bulwark. So it's a great initiation tool. We've also increased its damage a bit, so now it hits decently. Like, just put it down, just goes bam. Does a good amount of damage.
Right. Right.
And
right
then
there, we see a little bit of base on by the blue side, but they're gonna be probably taken down right there. which does leave Ghost Wing open for the red team. 2 members down of the blue side.
Oh no.
That's gonna be a little
Gwen.
opportunity.
Gwen.
Oh, that was close.
Even saw Taka flip. He got the damage off, but
Just was not fast enough.
like we're talking like fractions of a second there. What a save. What a save.
Yep, very, very close right there. Looks like the red team will be going for this Ghost Wing though. Petal is weighing in the wings, but Petal is not that great at stealing Ghost Wing, I don't think.
The monies are on the other side of the wall, buddy. Like, I don't know what you want to do there.
Could go for a basic
No,
attack.
no, get out of there.
Yeah, it's not
leave.
happening.
Leave.
Yeah, some heroes are particularly good
Trugo
at
has
taking
returned
down.
our minion. What a pal.
Right. Some heroes are particularly good at taking, like sniping Blacklaw or ghosting over the wall.
Yeah.
Like, take Crystal Baron, take Gwen, take
Crystal Baron.
Idris, but Petal is not one of those heroes.
I wouldn't say Idris is particularly great. I mean, you could
Yeah, you get the
Chakra.
boomerang, you get the chakra, it could work.
I think Kestrel or Jewel or you know.
All right, Kestrel, Jewel, Celeste.
Like
Jewel is definitely
the very first steal of 5v5 was
Flash Jack's
Jewel.
coming over the wall.
Yeah, that was a Jewel show right there.
Some well played. That's a well placed big red button right there from him.
Oh no, TNT dead. Oh, nice dodge. He used his A to get out. That was a cool move. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Oh,
Ooh, a lot of damage coming out.
from downtown.
Absolutely, but right now we do have Chakra getting taken down by Crystal Baron. Crystal Baron is actually a very fun hero
That
to
was
play.
actually really fun because like EFX on that Tony stunned up the target and then Crystal Baron just dropped the damage on them.
Right, and that's one of the big things to know about both Tony and Baron. No, maybe not dead.
He's,
Oh, he's gone.
there he goes. Oh, but he got both the minions in farm.
Work.
Got 110 gold and some experience off of
Let's
that.
just call it worth. It's all good. Alright, in any case, these cats, there's potentially a Kyle right here. Then
Oh
comes
my god,
out,
that
takes
is
a lot of
good
damage. From
damage.
Lance. Lance does not have that much defense. Will be going down right there. And right now, EFX in the ability of any team as that Tony gets the taunt off, but it will not be to no avail. Petal coming in with the spontaneous combustion, doing a lot of damage. Also, and right there we see Taka just slipping around, doing a lot of damage. Everyone on the side. Gwen almost certainly going to go down. Does drop. And right now, Tony and Petal in a very, very bad spot. And there is a Blacklaw who's weighing in the wings. And this will almost certainly be a good opportunity for the red team to go for it.
So you saw Lance earlier in that game. He auto-attacked his target, but he was facing the other direction because he was hitting the Catherine. His enemies hit him from behind. He didn't get the damage reduction from his B. He dropped super fast because he is really squishy. He needs to rely on that base damage reduction to really survive.
Right.
In addition to that, Gwen used her B trying to pull into range to help her team as quickly as possible. She ended up getting turned on right away and dropped.
Yeah, I think some of these players are still getting used to the fact that capturing Blacklaw does give you a little bit of a health regen boost, because they're still like going back, recalling.
Yeah,
trying
like you should have been
trying to
escorting
go.
your Blacklaw. Come on, guys.
That being said, Blacklaw's probably potentially gonna take down a turret right here. They're gonna be taking a lot of damage from this Baron though, and the entire team of the blue side is here. Vox is in a very dicey situation.
Ult! Oh.
Yeah, that was a little bit questionable right there. A little bit too aggressive.
If he had 3 people lined up, if he ulted perfectly, I think he could have just like
Potentially, yeah.
blown up 1 or 2 of them.
Very possibly. He is going with that Crystal Vox, which does do a whole lot of damage in terms of AoEs.
Yeah.
But we
I
do
saw-
have a big group of people on the
Oh,
red side.
Taka.
So I actually like the way the red team is playing here. They know that they're not as effective in team fights, but they
Bada
know that they
boom.
are very, very powerful when it comes to just splitting across the map, doing a lot of sneaky plays all over the place. So they are playing for
Taka's
ghosting,
running.
while
He's not gonna
Skywalker
make
on that
it.
Taka is just
He's
dancing
not-
around the enemy team.
He
But
had
this is the Ghost Swing.
He had a good run. Oh, yes! They actually get to take Ghost Swing here because they were chasing the Taka. Crystal Baron does see that opportunity. He does see that squishy turret. It has 1 hit away, and there it goes. Boom!
Yeah, and these are the plays that you want to make when you are kind of on the back foot, trying to force your opponent's
Oh,
hand
no.
a little bit.
He's walked into a passage. He tries to steal the blue, or the crystal orb, and
Probably
good
going
fountain
down,
coming out. Is that a
but
fountain?
Maybe not. Petal drops.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This is
Ult!
looking.
No! You knocked them away! No!
Aw.
Oh.
The communication wasn't quite there between these two teammates.
Oh, the bada boom. So you gotta be careful with that
Vainglory.
bada boom.
Oh, case side comes out, does land.
Good card comes out, but it, the follow up from the team does
So,
keep box safe.
Yeah, so one of the difficulties for that Crystal Baron is that he is running very, very low on energy, so will not be able to throw his mortars quite as often as he would like. And right now, things are looking actually fairly even in terms of gold, but there is one army down against
It's
the red team.
actually even almost, like down by a few hundred, or difference of a few hundred.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is going to be a very interesting
This
one to see how
Lance
it
is
plays
not
out.
looking good. Oh no! This is not looking good for Blues. Oh, nice Impale does a great amount of AoE damage. Lance looks like he's going to get out. Catherine's bubble was not up when that Baron mortar landed. Dealt a huge amount of damage. She drops. Oh no, this is not looking good for red team. Impale comes out. Adagio's next on the line. He ults to try and save himself.
Oh, huge
great
damage coming out there.
Great damage coming out. Petal, smart choice. She didn't get greedy. She left before Adagio could try and pick up that kill. You know, getting that, you know when you're gonna go down, you're just like, I'm at least gonna try and do something before
Absolutely,
I drop.
absolutely.
Smart choice. Leaving, not getting greedy.
Interesting choice right there.
When
So Tony
he's
actually
pushing
picks up
top-
the Crystal Infusion, which even as a Captain Tony, I feel that the Weapon Infusion might be more impactful.
I think so too. You do get the increased taunt duration on his A.
Right?
He did overdrive his B though, and he does have a bit of cooldown. So I think the weapon one is more useful in my opinion, but at least he'll be able to Jawbreaker more often at least,
Right.
as well as Bada Boom.
Absolutely. Here you see the sun's going out, Jawbreaker's coming out. EFX doing a lot of damage. Even
Bada
though
Boom.
that was
Okay.
an
Good.
interesting usage of it.
That was. I've seen worse. Man, Tony.
Oh, Tony taking a whole lot of damage right there.
Ow.
Baron does drop Catherine though.
This does not look good for blue team. The turnaround is there.
Yep.
Black Feather chasing. Oh no, Black Feather.
Copycat almost everything going down right here. Doing a lot
Nice
of
stun
damage,
by
though.
Siri. Oh, I think he
Ooh.
could have. If he followed that up, I think he could have done some serious damage.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just a lot of damage coming out from all over the place, and right now, these teams are fairly even in terms of fights. Oh, Black Feather makes his way on out of there.
Nice heal from Adagio to keep the Black Feather alive. Otherwise, Lance probably would have followed up with
Yeah,
that.
both dragons are up though, so this is an opportunity for either team to make some pretty aggressive plays.
So,
Speaking of aggressive plays,
stealing. Is this a
stolen.
Stolen.
They are going for the
Lance
ult
is
of-
hunting this
Dogdor.
Adagio. He's hunting this Adagio.
A lot of damage coming out right
Boom!
here.
He misses.
Alright, Dodger taking a lot of damage. Does use a healing flask. Lance is essentially gonna get stunned off. No, does not. The heal comes
Is
out
he
though,
actually not
and
gonna get
Dodger is not going down.
I'd be so tilted.
Oh wow, the Blast Mirror finishes off that Lance, and that was
I think he should have led with the A instead of leading with the combat roll. Oh, and if he was going to, he was just too close to do the impale.
absolutely. And it looks like the blue team is actually potentially going for a steal on this ghosting, which might be a little bit risky. Trogdor jumping into the middle of Copycat. Oh, the bottom boom comes out, but it does flip everyone. Tony isn't really an enemy team, but it doesn't even matter.
He's done his
quite
job.
a bit. He
Blue
has
team is.
definitely done his job. Trogdor taking a lot of damage from Max,
Oh no, you've used your ult.
and
That did some
doesn't
decent
quite
damage.
do the damage that he wanted. Trogdor taking a lot of damage from Petal. Petal might be able to finish
Oh
this kill
no,
off.
Taka
Little
looks like
bit
he's gonna get the Baron. Baron's gonna drop. Taka's gonna drop. Stun comes out from did not quite hit that trash talk, but it will be up soon, hopefully. Stun.
Yeah, these are the
no,
plays that
he's
you
too
really
low.
want to
He really
see
needs
coming
to.
out of Tony, right? Just splitting up the enemy team at a crucial moment really throws them off. And right now, Max can potentially push you into the enemy
Go
base.
Petal, go. Oh no, Petal's
Probably
not.
not the
Run,
place to
Petal,
be,
run.
though.
Run. Oh, you're dead.
I don't think.
Yeah, he's dead.
No healing flask up.
No.
Unfortunate.
Oh man. Clear that. There's only two. I thought it was. For a second, I thought it was on the other side.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you want to see out of Tony. You see him make those really aggressive plays, jump into melee enemy team, and just really cause havoc. CC people how you need to, knock people away that are they're positioning for a reason.
Turn those like 5v5 fights or the the 3v3 fights into that 2v5.
Exactly.
Into that 1v3, right?
Yeah, potentially
Like-
even throw an enemy into your team.
Yeah. Ulting on where they're going to go, and so if you really utilize it well, especially like if you go like what I like to do is like, you get your Jawbreaker off, you stun them while they're stunned, you trash talk while they're trash talk, you drop the ult directly past them so the edge of the circle hits knocks them backwards into your team or into your turret. You can get some awesome combos off. It's great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in the meantime, we do have Ghosting being set up by the blue side once again. This could be a very, very close battle. Because the red team absolutely knows that they're here. But they do have Baron just
He's
fighting
just
off that
sieging
choke.
them.
Hey, that's what Baron does best.
He does have a Spellfire too. Good poke coming out. And he's going to stop a lot of healing.
Ooh, the battle comes out, but
Not quite that effective on that one. Trash Talk does come out. He is Jawbreaker's up. He does stun the target. Crystal Barrier ult coming down. Here we go. Boom!
And that hurt.
Oh, the fight has shifted in
Yeah.
the matter
And
of.
in this entire time, Gwen has been pushing bottom lane.
Oh, is she gonna go for the game? Looks like it. Here she is. She's pushing it.
Dodger got taken down by Lance. Gwen continues her push.
They just need to stop the enemy team from backing.
And even if they don't, I think this is a game. There's 3 members down on the red side. Blue team has 4 members of their team remaining. Ion Cannon drops once again. We have Black Flag jumping in. Does do a lot of damage. The stun does not land from the main crystal. And that is the game. 24 minutes and 23 seconds into this match. The blue team takes it once again.
There it goes.
Very, very well played. Very well played on both sides. There's a lot of very aggressive plays coming out from both teams. Early on, the red team definitely had a pretty big advantage, taking advantage of that Taka, that Dodger doing a lot of damage overall. But come toward the end of the game, the plays made by both Tony, Lance, Baron, the entire blue team, they kited expertly, and they were able to set up plays with Tony and Lance as necessary.
I like so their comp was very centered around that CP Baron. You had the Lance and Tony CCing that people down while Baron was able to land his massive amount of damage with his mortars and his ion cannon. You saw in that last fight, they got stunned up, they were grouped up together, and then boom, over 1,000 damage to each player in that ion cannon circle. Devastating, utterly devastating.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I actually want to talk about Tony's build a little bit. So he went more of a supportive build, but he had Clockwork. How do you feel Clockwork is on Tony?
So I'm not a huge fan of Crystal on Tony, just because his ratios are not very strong.
Right.
He has a small crystal ratio on his taunt, and he has a good one on his bada boom. It's not incentive enough for me to utilize it though. I would rather go Spell Sword. Yeah, you lose the passive of the Clockwork,
Right.
but you're gaining the increased taunt duration from the 100 weapon power of Spell Sword.
Right.
So, and they give the same amount of cooldown reduction. They both give 35%.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, I would have actually, as a support, in fact, I think I remember you doing that to us yesterday. You were a support Tony who built a Spell Sword, right?
Hey, it works pretty well.
It was highly
I
effective.
feel like Spell Sword plus Weapon Fusion, you're pretty golden.
Yeah, that's
for the most part.
180. The taunt will max out at 300. Unless you overdrive it, then you need a bit less.
Right.
So between the infusion and Spell Sword that you picked up, you were pretty much, and I'm assuming you overdrived your B, you had almost a max taunt duration in there. It was like 1.6, almost 1.8.
So I want you to share your wisdom with us.
My
if
wisdom.
you're playing a support or Captain Tony, what would you build? What would your personal build be?
My personal build, I think it's really still important to pick up the items that your team needs. So if you need that fountain or that crucible for the CC on the enemy team, it's important to pick that up.
Right.
But I wouldn't, early game, I'd actually start with maybe the weapon blade just for that extra oomph. And then hold on to that and eventually turn that into a spell sword as a 3rd or 4th item. I would his perk does scale with health, 20%. So for that fountain, crucible, war treads, that's a lot of health coming out.
Absolutely.
That's gonna make your come at me barrier much larger. You're gonna feel much more durable once you pick up I think Pauldron is a great pickup on him. He has those gap closers on his Jawbreaker. It's almost a confirm Atlas if they don't block it. And then finally, with the botted boom finale that you're utilizing, I've seen a couple people play with the idea of an echo, and we've tested it, and there's definitely some lull moments in there.
I feel like it could be really good because you have Trash Talk, which refreshes your come at me, so you can pop your come at me barrier, Trash Talk them, which gives you a barrier back, Trash Talk them again, giving you a barrier back.
It's definitely not. It's actually pretty decent. It's not that bad. It does. I would say it's definitely match dependent. whether you use it on Trash Talk or Bada Boom, like if you're up into the a heavy melee
Yoink.
situation, that's fine. If you're up into a heavy melee comp, Bada Boom works gloriously in peeling for your allies. And so, like, let's say that Cruel is trying to get on your carry, and you're just like, nope. And the Cruel's like, okay, pop boots, A skill to catch up. You're
Right.
like, nope. And you just throw him off again.
It's pretty awesome.
And Cruel's just like, oh.
I actually think that would be a fairly effective way of sieging a turret. So it's like,
We-
hey,
We have done that.
you have an echo. You say, all right, we're taking this turret down. Minion waves coming in. Bada boom,
Like,
boom. They're
that's
all
actually
gone.
something, like,
They
we
come back. Nope, not again.
We had that happen multiple times. Like, you come up with your wave and your team, you're like, we're going to siege this turret. And the enemy team's like, we're here to stop you. And I go, no, you're not here to stop us. And we get a free turret.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You have to be careful, though. I've had situations like that where you go into ult and they just block you. And it's pretty bad when that happens. I won't lie, because now you're in the middle of the enemy team and you're just like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Seems
But
good, seems
it's
good.
not so bad if you're playing that support, Tony, because you're durable,
Yep.
right?
All right, so it seems like the server squad platform team has run into a little bit of a bug. I think some minions snuck into the server room and started pulling some wires. So we're gonna be
horrid
hopping
minions.
into another game
You
as
horrid minions.
you guys are with us. So stick around.
Okay.
We'll keep chatting. We'll keep having a good time here. We got Xenotech in this game, I see.
Yep, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's just go ahead and kick off the match.
Yeah, let's kick it off. Let's see how it goes. All right. So you already talked about what you would build as a support or Captain Tony.
Excuse me.
And you already said you like that Tyrant's Michael build on Weapon Tony. What kind of
It's more
hybrid
like
builds do you have?
so
And you got your spell sword. How would you try getting, say, 300 weapon power in addition to a more tanky build?
I do like you can pick up a couple things to really like optimize your build. So if you're trying to just like be that frontline bruiser, I wouldn't be afraid to pick up a Crucible on him.
Okay.
Even as a bruiser, that
Right.
700 life goes distance in
Yeah.
terms of like.
Or even a fountain, right?
Yeah, even a fountain. Fountain won't give you as much barrier. You do get the active. Me personally, I like if I'm gonna lean into like a strat, I lean into it hard, right? So between like War Treads and Crucible,
Right. Just
That-
be that tank.
I am tank, and then I like against like a very strong CP team, I would actually go like Aegis, Crucible, War Treads as like
Aegis, Crucible, War Treads.
right?
All right.
And so you're getting 250 from Aegis, you're getting 700 from Crucible, and 500 from health from War Treads.
Mhm.
That's 1450, right? 20% of that. That's a lot of barrier.
Right.
And then the remaining 3 slots can very easily hit that 300 weapon power cap.
Right.
If you feel like you still need more defense, maybe you want an Atlas or a Metal Jacket, that's good too. You can reach that cap still, right? You can go Spell Sword and like a Serpent's if you really want to
Okay.
like lifesteal during the fight, or Serpent's Breaking Point,
Mhm.
and then get a Weapon Infusion and max your B, and you'll still reach your max taunt duration once you stack a little bit.
Right.
And on top of that, you're super durable.
Yeah.
Like your barriers, your come at me barrier is awesome. You can refresh it. You have so much HP.
Yeah. I think actually one of my favorite builds on him is you get a spell sword.
Oh, Shiver Steel.
Well,
I'm-
Shiver Steel is always good.
Yeah. To be fair, that's like your favorite item.
It is the best item in the game. Shiver Steel, quite good. But in terms of 2 weapon items I would build, would actually be I would get a spell sword,
Okay.
a
So
weapon
you-
infusion, obviously.
Yeah. So you have
I'd
your
actually
100,
get a breaking point.
180 base. Okay. So Breaking Point, that's gonna give you a total of 235.
Right. But
So once you need the Breaking Point to stack up a little bit.
it's not hard to stack up a breaking point on Tony.
You do have a bit of what like the
His
bonus.
Jawbreaker hits pretty hard in terms of
Yeah,
weapons.
you do deal a bit of extra weapon damage on the Jawbreaker. It does deal weapon damage, so it will help you stack that Breaking Point a bit
Absolutely,
faster.
absolutely. And I feel like that's actually a very effective build because it means that the attack speed on Tony is actually very, very beneficial. Being able to just activate the Jawbreaker a little bit faster, being able to get your attacks reset a little bit quicker, so your animation is actually quicker. Or Maybe not. The event says, "Oh, it's been changed."
Sorry, that conversation was a
Curses.
while ago.
Ah, no. All right. That being said, being able to just base attack,
A little while
land,
ago. Sorry.
land your basic attacks to get those breaking point stacks is still very beneficial in terms of just outputting damage for your team and becoming a threat. Because if you are very tanky, you're still able to get up in their face. If they have to focus the tank down, that means they're not focusing your carries.
Yeah, it's a constant pressure on the enemy team, right? It's sort of like a it's almost like a chess move where you pressure something, you apply pressure to a weak point, whether it was their carries. You know, I'm going to deal a decent amount of damage to your carry, and I'm going to CC it. Do you focus me?
Right.
Right? And if they do focus, you're just like, yes, I'm taking a huge brunt of damage for my team. It goes. I would definitely be careful. While his stats are pretty solid, diving into 5 people can get you killed very easily. So try to utilize that bada boom, separate that team, and force the remaining 2 or 3 people to focus you, if possible. Right? Like, be smart. He's very you have to be clever about his engages. If you go in at the wrong time, the barrier from come at me will prevent a little bit.
Right.
But it's not gonna, you're not invulnerable. It's a small barrier, especially if you're building weapon. Like, so you really have to be clever with your choices on when you engage.
Right. And that's very important. Just being able to pick the right time to go in. While Tony is, can be reasonably tanky, assuming you build him that way. If you don't, you still have to find the right time. You do a lot of
Exactly.
damage if you can catch out the right target.
Yes. So, like, that's why with that monocle build, I think I wouldn't even call it. It's like almost like a bruiser assassin / fighter type, right? Where you like jump that backline and try and DPS them as quickly as possible.
Right.
And then when they go to stop you, you bada boom them away, and then you just keep hitting that one guy. You're like-
Absolutely. Just force them to fight you. Have a good time.
when you say that, just like if you listen to his VO, like you're gonna. I wish we could like show the VO.
Come at me.
Like he has. I'm gonna. I don't want to like spoil it. I can't do that accent and like really give it justice. So I'm gonna say like wait till you guys get in game and you hear it for yourselves.
Seems good.
His
Seems
voice
good.
lines are pretty hilarious. He also does the river dance. The
Ah, yes, the dance.
the dance is sort of cute.
His taunt is great. And that's not the taunt coming out from his abilities.
No,
His-
that's his emote
His actual
or
taunt.
his
His dance taunt.
dance taunt
Whatever.
thing.
I'm not sure what to call it.
I like that it's a dance. Oh, nice damage coming out from the lance. Xenotech on that Kestrel. I'm excited to see him.
Tell me all about Kestrel. What's changed?
So we did make her a little bit tankier. Adrenaline stacks will maintain longer.
Right.
So, as I was saying earlier, we Alpha and Taka, heroes that you have to utilize stacks to move between camps and such. Like Kestrel was just losing all her stacks very quickly in 6 seconds. So we increased it up to 25%, or 33% increase, but to really help her maintain her perk, which means with the extra energy you can shoot more glimmer shots. You can be safe by making invisible with your trap / invisibility.
Right.
Excuse me. So like and then on top of that, like we lowered the cooldown on 1 shot 1 kill. I'm trying to remember the exact numbers. I think we brought it down to like 30 seconds.
Okay.
But essentially that means you can take those shots a little bit more freely without like if you max it. 30 seconds if maxed. But you can take those shots a little bit more often. That CP Kestrel, I'd love seeing like a cross map CP Kestrel play. Like that thing hits so hard. It has a 260% CP ratio.
Oh
on it.
yeah, it hits really hard.
With like like a base damage of like 800 base damage, 30%
Go,
pierce.
crystal Kestrel build with an echo and just doubles neck someone to death.
I would prefer clockwork. Your A's, you fire off
They can
rapid
just
A.
be anywhere.
You just really like echo.
Yes. It's
You like-
glorious.
You're always the fan of like the gimmicky things.
Hey, Shiver Steel, Echo, a lot of fun. I feel like it's not something you use on every single character. It's
No.
something that you pull out when the time is right.
Only you
So-
use it on every single character.
I don't know, I haven't bought Shiver Steel on Ringo in a while.
I've been buying Shiver Steel. I think it's a great item. It's a great combat item and utility item right now.
Absolutely.
30% attack speed,
Being able to
nothing
collect-
to scoff at.
Right, and especially since like the recent buffs on it, being built out Blazing Salvo has made it a very, very favorable pickup.
Yeah, it makes it much easier to pick up early too. Like
Right.
if you're an offensive character that can utilize the Shiver Steel, you can pick up the Blazing Salvo to help with your jungle clear, to help with your laning phase. You're fine. Like before, it was like I have to build a Dragonheart. Dragonheart's okay, but it's just HP. It's not gonna give me like clear speed or anything like that. It's not gonna help me kill my opponent. So with this change, you're able to go from Blazing Salvo and then save up some money a little bit easier to buy your Dragonheart into Shiver Steel right away. The item is still relatively cheap compared to most other items, so you can pick it up fairly quickly.
Yep. Should be pretty interesting. Already do see Rona jumping
Rona
in.
doing
Rona
some-
having a little bit change for
so
itself,
close.
right? So tell me about the change for Rona.
So cooldown on her red mist is up. It goes from 6 to 8 seconds now. This means if you stun her or stop her spin or get out of the range of her spin when she's dealing that damage to you, and she won't be able to spin again for 8 seconds unless she
Right.
builds cooldown. But I haven't seen a spell sword Rona
Yeah,
just
it's usually the Breaking Point Surface Smash build, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You
the common Rona build.
yeah. So
maybe now it's the Breaking Point Surface Smash Spell Sword build.
I've seen a couple crit Ronas actually.
That actually hits super hard.
it really does.
It's kind of scary.
It hurts so much.
Yeah, you get the Foe Splitter off and you just completely eviscerate someone.
It's because Foe Splitter does like a % damage increase, right? Like nice Lyra like heal onto Xeno there, or onto herself to stop herself from dying. Follow up with the Glimmer, took down the Tony quite quickly. Looks like Tony is rushing for that spell sword. He's trying to get he's already 2-1. He's doing well for himself, I think. Oh, this Lance Xeno just will punish you if you put yourself out of position like
playing
that.
a little bit too aggressively on the other side.
That was a
You
great
see,
play.
right now, the turret damage reduction has already dropped off. It used to drop at 6 minutes, but now in 3.1, it drops off at 4. So that's a little bit of an opportunity to take those turrets earlier.
Yeah, they can definitely pressure this. Scarf is great at clearing waves. Good choice this game. Tell me, what do you think about these teams? Like, you have like the weapon Ozo here, a weapon Kestrel, and then you have a Crystal Adagio and Crystal Vox with a Lyra. It's a
I
very
think this is actually a very
backline team, right? Like,
not exactly.
you have the Ozo, but
Yeah, it's actually a team that's extremely good at supporting that Ozo. Having the Lyra and the Adagio by his side means that he's going to be virtually unkillable unless any team gets Poison Shiv, or I guess the Spellfire would also work. But even then, Ozo heals an insane amount of health.
Yeah.
So unless they can take him down, it's going to be very hard to push into that backline. So Kestrel and Vox are going to have a very easy time seeing the backline just dealing damage.
you do have a lot of CC though coming out on A side though. You have the Lance who has 2 CCs. You have the Batiste which has 2 CCs. You have the Tony which has 3 CCs. Right. And I guess you Goop, if you really want to count that, as that's got a decent slow on it. But so you have a heavy CC comp. Do you think we're gonna see like a multiple Crucibles coming out? Like obviously Lyra picks up Crucible right away.
Right.
She's utilizing that health ratio on her sigil to heal more, and she's gonna block the CC. Do you think like Adagio will pick it up as a defensive item to heal the Ozo even more and protect his team?
I don't actually think the Crucible is as necessary on the Adagio. I think having the single one is very, very beneficial. Ozo doesn't actually need to worry about being CC'd so much as the Vox and the Kestrel. So I would actually expect Vox and Kestrel to be the ones who pick up potentially a reflex block for themselves, while the Ozo just goes more damage and more tank.
I would love to see like the reflex block showing up on them, but I would love to see a double Crucible from this team with the Adagio and Lyra.
Absolutely.
Like
But I
that-
expect the Adagio to go more heavy into damage in terms of...
Oh, I mean, your defensive item, you could utilize it.
Oh, absolutely.
You are getting double benefit from it. You're getting the bonus health / reflex block, and you're getting the heal ratio from the ratio on the heal.
Absolutely. I think that definitely makes sense. So for now, we'll see what Adagio ends up doing, but he has the alternating current, I believe. And it looks like he's going to be
Oh, the
building
Scarf
more into
barely
a crystal carry.
lives. Barely lives. Tony jumping in, clearly he rethinks his choice and walks away.
Alright, but in any case, it looks like Shadow Walker is pushing that top lane. Beyond pushing that bot turret. Does go down pretty early, so 8 minutes
Fox is
in.
there to help him. That turret's going down. You just left the turret alone. No, Rona on this Lyra.
already managed to take down that Adagio. So
It does.
Adagio goes down, Kestrel goes down, just heroes dropping all over the map on the red side. And this is one of the things about Rona that makes her incredibly powerful. That Surface Smash makes her very, very tough to take down.
Yep. She's going to be hard to push out. She is going... She may have to go back, though. Oh, no, she's just going to keep pushing. I think once Lyra and Adagio are back together to... Oh, wow. That was a lot of damage coming out between Batiste and Tony very quickly. Poor Vox just drops like a rock.
Absolutely, absolutely. It looks like just so much damage coming out from this left team right now. But that being said, the farm and the gold is being kept up very, very well
it's like
by the red side. So I would actually expect things to start turning towards the red team's favor pretty soon because Ozo is going to be becoming very, very powerful. I mean, look at he's already what 1-1, got 26 CS to his name. He has breaking point already.
You have such faith in the Ozo.
Hey, Ozo's the best.
The best.
The best.
Oh man. So I do think A side does have the CC
Right.
and they have the Scarf for the late game. But at the same time, the other side does have the Vox and the Kestrel pick.
Right.
Kestrel's going crit. CP Vox late game is, you know, freaking nightmare.
It's very, very powerful.
Oh my goodness.
And that is how you play Tony.
Oh, but Tony has to get out.
Oh, taking a lot of damage. The
Turn
Vainglory
around.
comes
No!
in.
I
Accident. Oh, about to
I
boom,
would
second
have
places.
totally gone for the Vox. No, Tony, get in there. What is this?
The fear.
No fear.
Just fight?
Just fight.
Just fight.
Just fight. I like how you like checked with me. Just fight? Like you're
Just
like
fight.
Yes.
Hey, you gotta make sure. Because he's not fighting.
Oh my goodness. I think, you know, with the CC and the burst coming out from Batiste, you can set up that bad mojos really easily with Tony. I think the two of them work really well together.
Right. Yeah, I think that's actually a very good combo because one, Tony is able to knock people away with his Bada Boom. That being said, he can also force melee heroes to run through that Ordained,
Yes.
which is
Sort of.
very, very painful.
It's really strong. The other combo I really like is I love running Arden and Tony together.
Oh, I can imagine Crystal Arden plus Tony.
Yes,
oh my goodness.
we've tried that like multiple times. It works really well.
I can imagine the amount of damage that Gauntlet does is actually incredible.
You do need to run a little bit of extra base damage, like so a stronger carry
Right?
in the position, because like you're going utility Tony usually with in that scenario with like a spell sword or and serpents,
Right?
and you're going a Crystal Arden, which is, you know, probably your top laner. So you need to have like a carry that deals like Varia, like a decent amount of AOE or high single target damage over the course of the match. So,
Oh,
but
looks like Ozo's getting caught out right here. Gets stunned up and just destroyed. And that's the amount of CC that both Tony and Batiste have played out.
and Lance, don't
Yep.
sleep on that Lance.
Well, Lance didn't do quite as much right there.
He got the impale. Don't take from his
Fair enough, fair enough.
contribution.
All right.
Okay, so the gold is really close, but the differential is starting to happen. Blue team did get several good pickoffs. It was literally like 200 gold difference like a few minutes ago. So blue team did get a string of kills very quickly. I'm curious to see if this is that's enough to really like sort of snowball them.
Oh boy.
Nope.
Well,
It's
that's not
not-
looking too
it's
good
not
for them.
that's-
Ooh, that was fancy.
Dajio's having a bit of trouble against this Rona. He needs a bit of help. And then Lyra just dropped.
Just dropped is probably the right way of putting it. She just kind of got exploded. I mean, right now Rona's doing absolutely fantastic. So 5-0 and 199 CS is a very impressive
She
scoreline
is leading in terms of gold.
by a wide margin.
Yes. She's farming well. She's gotten a lot of kills. She's has the most CS in the game. Like, she's going to be the one to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
I want to see either a Spellfire or a Shiv coming out. I'd love to see a Shiv possibly on the Ozo. He picked up the Stormguard banner for the early on.
Ooh, about to get on out of there. Ooh, there goes Ozo though. The taunt comes in. The fear goes out.
That's sort of weird. You just see.
He's taunted and feared all at once.
How are you alive?
Oh, because it's Ozo. The hero that everyone deserves.
Look at this.
Ordained. Copycat running.
Ozo.
Ozo gets the reflex block.
Ozo.
And this is
Oh,
This is what I want to see.
And he's full life with that Lyra. What is this shenanigans? What is this?
the
Get
power
out of here.
the Ozo.
Get out
is
of
real.
here.
Humanists would be proud. Cunis would be very, very proud.
Oh, see the engage by Lyra? I think it's more of an intimidation factor, right? You just appeared out of nowhere and bulwarked you, and then he's forced the boots out, even though he wasn't any real threat at the moment.
Absolutely. And right now you see, you got Lance, you got Scarf, just grouping up in mid a little bit. The gold differential has not widened too much. It's still sitting at about 3,000 gold. But looks like Ozo might be pushing in that top lane, so...
It's close by 500 with that Ozo kill, double kill.
Yeah, so down to 2,000 gold differential. Ozo's jumping into the middle of the battle once again. I don't think he's going to win this one, though. 2v1.
Yeah, no, this is... I think he got a little confident with the last one.
Yep. He's surviving for a pretty long time.
He is very durable. But if the Lyra was there, I think they would have won that. I think the two of them should just, stay together.
Yeah. I mean, that's their comp, right? They got the Lyra, they got the Adagio.
Oh my God,
that is a very large amount of damage coming out onto that Scarf, but you will be able to make it on out of there. But in the meantime, we got Rona.
He's gonna take this stupid Ghost Wing. No, guys, vision. We need vision.
That's why you gotta have vision out. I see in the mid lane, we have a lot of battling going on right here. Tony?
Lyra's looking pretty beat up.
Out of there.
Tony's beat up. Oh, there's the heal from Lyra. You cannot play a siege battle with Lyra. Going to heal up.
Yeah, we got Kestrel sniping down
she
on
is low
Tony,
energy.
But will be able to take him
Boom.
down.
Xeno is...
But here comes Rona.
Oh no, this is it. This is it.
Rona just hitting like a truck right now. Doing so much damage. Currently 6-0-2. By far leading the game in terms of gold gained. And right now just doing a very, very good job for our team. Forcing the red team to really adapt to what she is doing, because this is one of the big things about draft. If you have...
Oh my, what is that damage output? What is that damage?
If you have a hero that's particularly good at split pushing and the enemy team doesn't really have an answer to that, they really have they have to take the initiative to force other things to happen on the map. They have to push down those turrets. They have to force those objectives. Otherwise, the solo split pusher is just going to beat everything.
Yeah, that's true. They really needed to utilize they have strong objective taking abilities, right? They have that Batiste that can tank and the Lance that can tank any objective very easily. They have the Scarf that can destroy an objective very easily.
Yeah, certainly. And speaking of taking objectives, they're starting the Black Cloud, but right now Lance is jumping into the middle of the enemy team. Might be in a lot of danger right here. Ozo jumps in, and Lance is taken down. The snipe comes out, the one-shot, one kills does not land, but doesn't really matter. And right now it's a 4v5 on the map, and this is looking dangerous for the blue side. But the red team jumping into the middle of the enemy team.
Ozo
taking a
heal
whole
your
lot
Ozo.
of damage. There is no healing coming out for the Ozo, but Rona's in the middle of the enemy team. And Vox is dropping that slow, getting knocked away by the bada boom, and everything will be just fine for the blue side.
Your team needs you.
Rona just doesn't care.
Does not. Oh.
Okay. That was kind of cool.
That was full on just no. I'm countering you. So T's pushing his top turret. It looks like this is going down. There's no one in position to stop him. That is his flask he's popping. I guess he needed the energy?
Possibly.
Or maybe he just misstep. Oh no. Dajio comes in to stop him. Lyra's behind.
But this is a little bit dangerous because they are being collapsed on.
He has his skills. I want to see the combo come out.
Oh.
No, you could have turned and killed him, I think. If he had auto BA ulted, boom, he's dead. And then A to follow up, there's no way that Adagio would have survived.
But not happening this time around. Neon in the middle of the team once again on that run, just chasing
He's just chasing them. What is this?
Just does not care. Just has no fear.
Do they have the poison shiv yet?
But things are looking a little bit more dicey for them right now because Kestrel is getting very powerful. 2 times Michaels and the Sorrow Blade. They do have Ozo, who is becoming fairly beefy. And Rona, while very effective right now.
Are they going for this Black Claw?
It's risky.
That's really risky. They're all up. They're on the other side of the wall. The Lyra has had her heal in the pit, so she could see you.
The root comes out. Little damage coming out.
Oh, shot
One
comes
shot
out.
Misses.
Lyra's in trouble.
Lyra is in a lot of trouble. And right
Vox
now, Vox
is
in trouble. Lyra's probably certainly going down right here.
Ult comes out, hits
out.
3 people, but
Does not matter.
He went Dragon's Eye. So he needed to stack up his Dragon's Eye before that ultimate was going to deal a little bit of damage. He doesn't have a lot of CP without his stacks.
And just damage, just the collapse of the blue side.
That's a Black Claw.
Doing very well for themselves.
Good pickup. Good picks. They had a lot of good picks in there.
Absolutely. They're really playing around that Blackhawk very effectively because what you have to notice is that the blue side controlled the vision around Blackhawk very well. That being said, will it still happen? No, it will not. Oh, the bottom comes out, just doesn't do anything.
I think they were expecting someone on the other side, so they were just like, if someone's here, we're going to knock them away.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, just keeping in mind that vision control is very important when you're doing those objectives. Making sure that your opponents do not know how much damage is remaining or how much health is remaining on those objectives means that they don't really have an opportunity to go for that steal. And especially if you're able to pressure them out, you can potentially sneak an objective without them even noticing.
That's very true. I do want to see the B team, just team fight a little bit. They have a lot of siege potential between like the heals from Adagio and the heals from Lyra. They can keep one look at like you had 5 people beating on that Ozo, and they actually managed to keep him alive through all of that, forcing them away. I think they have a really strong team fighting comp if they can just utilize this.
Absolutely, but it's really up to them to see if they can do that. If they can get a full 5-on-5 fight in the open, that's the trick. It has to be in the open because
Lance won't be able to capitalize with his CC.
Right, Lance is just using his gifting well to great effect right now. Rona's jumping on the backline over and over, and they have to really keep an eye on that Rona especially because the moment Rona gets to the backline, Vox and Kesh will just have to run.
You gotta be careful though because they don't really have. Only Ozo can really jump on that Scarf in the backline on the reverse backline, right? This A team does not have a lot of damage in terms of like their damage is coming from the Rona and the Scarf for the most part, right? Like Batiste is gonna deal some good damage and Tony's gonna deal some good damage, but unless it's like an empowered Batiste bad mojo, it's not gonna hurt you that much. Scarf and Rona are your main threats, right? So they need like. If Rona jumps in and ults, you need to stop that ult. You need to like either stun her on a camo trap or ult her as Ozo ult. Speaking of Ozo ult, comes out, bam! There you go. Scarf is down. Easy, just
there
like
you
that.
Go. And that's exactly what I see. Bada boom comes
saves
out.
the Lance.
Does not.
Lance jumps back in. Not the wisest choice, but he does knock Ozo away. That.
Pearson Jade comes out. Not doing too much effect.
If they collapse on Rona here, if they collapse, she may be in trouble. Stun her, knock her. Oh, they don't have any way to actually break the CC, but she is still going to drop. That is most of their damage down. CP Vox is doing work. Shotgun Kestrel comes out. Oh my goodness. Batiste does get the empowered.
Oh, Batiste.
Bad mojo. Ow, oh, look at that move. Oh my goodness. Batiste kills 3 people. He picks up a triple kill, but
probably going down here.
Is probably going to go down here.
Oh, right. That was extremely well played by Batiste right there. Saving his team completely. Almost certainly would have been a turret down if he was not there. Right now, though, Xenotech trying to pressure down this turret alongside Lyra.
He's back up to almost full thanks to Lyra's strong single target. Like, if you're by yourself and Lyra just does a sigil just for you, you heal so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That healed like 2/3 of his HP.
Indeed, it does. And right now we see the red team just trying to set potentially a little bit of vision control. Blue side has a lot of scout cams down though.
Yeah,
that's really giving them a very big advantage right now.
So that poison chip was picked up by Ozo. Great pickup into this matchup. It's going to hurt the Batiste healing. It's going to hurt the Rona healing. The Fountain on Lance. It's great pickup, I think.
Indeed it is, and right now we do see both teams kind of posturing around that Ghost Wing, knowing that it's the next major objective coming up.
That damage!
A lot of damage coming on to Scarf. Scarf taking so much damage. Will he deal outside? Snake comes out.
Oh! How did you make that shot?
That was incredible. So Lyra actually threw out the portal. Lance rolled into it, flew to the other side, and then Kestrel landed a shot where Lance was just a moment before.
What a pick! What a pick! That's 3 people down on blue side. That is a Ghost Wing to red side. Blue is pushing. Rona is going home, or trying to go for it. Xeno is backing on that Kestrel to stop her. He's not going to let her have that armory. But by doing that, he is forced. Oh my goodness. Here comes Shadow. Mortal Wounds applied. You can do this. You guys can do this.
This is going to be a close one. I mean, Neon does a lot of damage. It's really tanky. Oh, here comes.
He doesn't have a reflex.
Down, and that's a huge amount of gold going over to the side of the red team. And right now, in the meantime, they are doing that Black Claw, so
Red is actually ahead in gold now. They have that Ghost Wing buff. They're taking that Black Feather right now. This is their chance. This is their opportunity to turn this whole thing around. You have their main carry, their most fed player, 30 seconds left on cooldown. They're not yet in. This is their time to really make something happen. Red team needs to group up on this black feather though, because if blue team sees that there's only 2 people in, they converge. This could be disastrous.
Yeah, this could be a very, very risky play coming out from the red side right now. They
Scout
do
Camp
not
goes
have
down.
the members of the team.
They really need to. Red team, help your. Oh no. So Lyra's taking a lot of damage. Vox is there. Scarfault comes out, burning down. Lyra is down. Vox is trying to do his best. Good shot coming out. Oh, it's not enough. But Ozo comes from behind.
Blackclaw is still up.
Vox goes down. They're gonna. There's a CC. He's stopping Batiste from stealing it before he goes down. They're going to take this. That was way more messy than it needed to be, though.
That was awesome.
Great. It was great. But now Rona's up. She's going to try and capitalize on this. Looks like Neon and Rona and Tony are going to push the side lane.
I think they were worried that the entire red team would be pushing mid lane, so they weren't ready to defend it, especially because it is a Tony and a Rona together, which doesn't make the greatest combo against what the red team does have.
3 people down on blue side though, and red team is not escorting this black claw.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that. There's
Bad
a big
choices in my opinion. That was you're losing a free black claw. It's okay to send someone back to stop the Rona from taking that armory, but I think with 3 people down, you had a chance not only to take 2 turrets down. I think they could have taken an armory as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's probably a little bit of a mistake in judgment on their side. But maybe not. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. The red team is very much poised to take control of this game at this point. They have reached the point where their team composition is just a lot stronger in terms of a 5v5 fight, and their ability to pick people off is incredible.
I would not sleep on the blue team though. They do have the CC. They can lock down the enemy team. You only have 1 Crucible. There is no reflex block on this Adagio. They have, because of the pressure Rona has been applying this game, people have had to capitalize on armor over the choice. Oh, should have bulwarked before you portaled. They followed you in, but they just followed you into a trap. It looks like Xenotech dealing a lot of damage, Vox dealing a lot of damage. Batiste is going to go down. Rona's stunned, but is it going to be enough? She's spinning. She's out. She's going to out of the fray instead of into the fray. Lance is not looking good. Tony bada boom whiffs. Not catching anyone. He goes down. Rona pops through. She's got to get out. This is not looking good for blue team.
Yeah, this might actually be game against the blue side right now.
They're going to, is that top lane pushed in? That's going to be an easy armory that may actually be maybe game.
Yeah, there's 4 members down on the blue side.
Yeah,
it is pretty late in the game. So
yeah,
a lot of damage coming out.
Rona has to stop
10
4
seconds.
people. No, you guys can do this. You can do this. If she jumps in, you kill her. Yeah, she's out.
Yeah,
out
this
of
is absolutely
This is
game.
over. This is over.
Very, very well played by the red side, making a very, very tough early game and transitioning to a point where they were able to finish off the game in their favor. Just very, very well played on their side.
It was a good pickup on the Shiver Steel by the Ozo. Stops the Rona from healing. She did lose some of that fortified life generation on Red Mist with this patch.
Right.
So that Shiver Steel reducing it even more. She could.
Poison Shiv.
Sorry. Poison Shiv. Another Shiv. We should really stop making shivs.
We should make all the shivs.
We have too many shivs. Anyways, she did lose a lot of healing. It did also work really well into Batiste. They had a heavy support Ozo comp. As you see Metal Jacket. They could not, B team almost, that could have been dangerous because if they had followed up that CC altogether, they did not have, I think, the enough, they do have the reflex blocks, but I don't think they have enough to really stop all the CC from coming out.
Absolutely, and that was a very, very close game overall. The blue
Yeah, it
side
was
definitely taking
incredible
advantage
game.
of their team composition early on, but they were not able to finish the game out fast enough or get a big enough advantage, and the red team, with some good picks, with some good map positioning, were able to take that game away. But for now, before we keep continuing the stream, we are running into a little bit of an issue at the moment. We do have a very sneaky minion that has apparently snuck into our server rooms, and I'm not exactly sure what happened.
It was protesting minion rights.
Yes. It looks like, he's got a shiv of his own, facing down at
Why
the
does he have a
entrance.
shiv?
It's a mystery. This guy, he snuck away from our desk and just went to mess with the servers.
What a little
This guy.
evil dude.
I know.
What?
Look at him. Look at that face. The face of true evil.
Look at the malice. He looks so
Look at his
angry.
eyebrows.
Actually, yeah, he looks actually very upset.
Yeah, he is not happy
He's
with
very
the world.
he's very adorably
He's
evil.
ready to take down our servers. But in any case, before we continue,
You
we're gonna
sit
hop
there.
right on over to the Tony Hero Spotlight.
Yep.
So sit tight, and we'll be back in just a bit.
Welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight, featuring Tony, a dwarven brawler who just likes to beat people with his fists. Tony had a simple life as a demolition dwarf, but when he's sent to work on Sovereign's Rise, he gets into trouble, makes friends, meets the Queen, pollutes a river, smacks some dragons, adopts a pet, and discovers a better use for his power punchers, uppercutting enemies into oblivion. Tony may be short in stature, but do not underestimate him. Dwarves are not to be messed with, and if you forget this one rule, be ready for an onslaught of insults and a broken jaw. Tony is so tough that he shrugs off damage that would hurt lesser mortals. When he receives damage from any source, he gains a health barrier for a short period of time. This can only occur once every few seconds, and once the gray bar below his energy fills up, the barrier will trigger again. When he activates Jawbreaker, the jets on his rocket-powered arms fire, granting him a small speed boost. Afterward, his next 3 basic attacks are empowered, launching Tony at his target, delivering 2 jaw-snapping punches, followed by a 2-handed strike that also stuns the enemy. This combination of attacks can all be unleashed against a single target, or up to 3 different ones. Simply select each desired target, and your basic attacks will be replaced by Jawbreakers. Tony is the toughest kind of dwarf, one who can talk a big game and back it up. When Tony activates Trash Talk, he yells highly creative insults in the targeted direction. All enemies within range are taunted, forcing them to move toward and attack Tony for a brief period of time. Tony takes reduced damage while taunting, and it resets his come at me health barrier, so feel free to mock as much as possible. When enemies see Tony winding up, they better watch out. Tony's ultimate causes him to dash to the target location, and then, bada boom! All enemies struck by his colossal spinning uppercut are sent flying away from Tony. Throwing an insult can sometimes be a great way to protect your turret. While defending a structure, use Trash Talk to taunt a nearby enemy. When the hero turns to attack you, it will immediately draw turret aggro, forcing them ultimately to back off. Or maybe just die. Bonus points if you taunt a melee enemy hero, as they'll be forced to walk further into your turret range to reach you. When choosing a target to taunt, consider going for their Crystal Power Mage characters first, like Celeste or Scarf. Since they will be forced to basic attack you, they won't be able to cast their more damaging abilities, making them easy pickings for your teammates. Or, Tony can just punch them in the face himself. That works too. Tony is one of the best for singling out mispositioned heroes and introducing them to his metal fists. In this team fight, Tony spots a fortress that's strayed a little too far away from his friends. He activates Jawbreaker, gaining the speed bonus and getting into range to land his first empowered attack. Fortress tries to head for cover, but a timely Trash Talk lures him back where he lands his third punch, stunning the poor little doggy and making quick work of him. He then spots Lorelei and gives her the old 1-2-3 combo. Then, while she's stunned, bada boom! He sends her flying towards the waiting arms of his teammates where they pick up the kill. Thanks for watching the Tony Hero Spotlight. If you want to get to explore his character, check out the Choose Your Own Story special feature online, where your choices shape Tony's fate. See you next time.
All right, everyone, welcome back. And I believe Niva is setting up another game for us in just a little bit. But for now, I feel like we should take a look at those skins once again. We have Tony coming out.
Yep.
Got Steam Night Tony coming out, which you gotta say, pretty exciting.
So posh.
Yes.
So posh.
I actually really like his goggles. It's quite nice.
Actually, Oh, I like the look at the. Did you see it sparkle?
It's like a little bit of a glow right there. It's
That's
pretty
cool.
sweet.
That's
And
awesome.
you actually see like all this steam just flying out from him all
Yeah,
over the place.
I really like how he has like the boosters on his arm, right? But he also has them on his back. So when he uses that Jawbreaker, you see it like flare up and steam start to shoot
Yeah.
out from the back. Like really cool.
Yeah, I actually think it's really interesting that there's actually a little bit of scuffs on his armor and everything, so
Yeah,
it's actually quite awesome. But next up, we do have Anubis Batiste, one of my favorite heroes. Very fun to play, lots of CC coming in, and pairs very well with Tony. So these two having skins together seems like a good combo for me.
I really like this. It's not only the fact that the skin looks amazing, they also work well together. So you can combo your two heroes together and look good doing it.
Indeed, indeed.
That's sort of cool. I'm sort of holding on to this angry little guy so he doesn't go
Yeah,
mess things up.
He can't sneak off again.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy with me keeping him here, but it's for the greater good.
Just look at him.
Angry,
Eyebrows.
angry little fella he is. Look at this.
Very, very sneaky. In any case, we're hopping off into another game, and we'll see how it goes. See how this draft plays out.
So, I'm really draft being the big new thing.
Mhm.
Like this is huge for the game, right? Like we knew ranked was gonna people knew ranked was gonna be coming soon.
Right?
Early days of Vainglory, you had like all blind pick all the time, right?
Mhm.
With the introduction of ranked into 3v3, you saw an explosive assortment of heroes now being played. It wasn't the same hero every game. Top heroes were being banned, counter picks were being done. Like that's huge. Before you had to almost like guess. Like I think there's going to be this hero. I'm going to counter pick.
Right, right.
Like
That can make it a little bit messy, I can imagine.
yeah, exactly. Now with 5v5, it was not sure that that draft pick was going to come in. Product team really like busted a move, created something really awesome. They're like, we need this, game needs this, and but like with the extra two people, it's sort of harder to coordinate, right? So bunch of new tools has been introduced. One, there's two bans coming in first. That's really important to note because it's 5v5. You need the extra, like when you're trying to coordinate a team comp, you really need that extra ban.
Right.
And the second ban is actually people have been asking for that for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
But you have to make things clear. You have to like really. So the new communication tools have been introduced. You now have a chat. You can click the bottom left and it'll open a chat. You can communicate with your team. You'll be like, hey, I want to go here. Hey, I want to play this hero. I don't care what color, or I do care. Excuse me. Sorry.
All good.
But that option for them is there. They can now easily communicate through the chat. There are the old tools are still there. You can still select hero and be like, and it'll even say, it doesn't give you the thumb system anymore. You can click that hero and say like propose pick or propose ban, which is really cool. Finally, you have like the order pick. It's very clear who's picking next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
Very clearly from top to bottom. And then finally, after all that, there is the swap function. There is another option just in case you run into that occasional person who's not the kindest person with their words, or maybe you just don't feel like communicating. You can mute your allies. It will stop their messages from showing up in the chat box. So we're worried about people abusing this in a way they shouldn't. So tools have been implemented so you can make sure that you have the best.
You can always
experience
opt
possible.
out if you so choose.
Yes, you can be like, I don't want to talk with you. You're a rude person. Or something.
Hopefully not though. Hopefully everyone is nice and friendly.
Yes, hopefully everything works out. You also have the new fill button, which are positioned. So the picks are in the bottom right, or you can select your position. You can choose to flex if you feel I want to give myself the best chance to win.
Right.
I know I can play any position because I have a deep enough hero pool. I want to give my team their comfort picks, their position picks, and then I will fill what my team needs. You have your little shrug guy. I love the little like emote.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's just like, hey, I'm not really sure where I'm going, so
whatever.
We'll see. We'll see.
Like combine that with the chat function. You can clearly say, "I'll fill for you." you can even like communicate, I'll fill, but I can't play these heroes, or I'll fill, but please don't make me play top, or whatever position that you are weakest in, right? Like there's a lot of communication tools in to really coordinate the best draft you can. There's a swap phase after everything is said and done. You can swap your heroes around. You have 5 people. We're giving you a little bit of extra time, so you're able to get all the swaps in. Maybe no one has the hero that they intended to get, right?
Just you have a little bit of time to just like
Yeah,
swap things
exactly.
around.
So
and maybe some last minute strategy.
Yeah, exactly. You could discuss, hey, they have this hero in this lane. They have a Vario in mid. We should move someone a little bit more dominant to the mid lane or something like that to try and shut her down, or
potentially create some strategies like, hey, you know, this needs to be a little bit troublesome, so potentially have this one, more games come this way.
Yeah, you can even be like, hey, let's do a 5-man invade. Like you see that what their team is. They're like, hey, they have a weak level 1. Let's do a 5-man invade on their red.
Right.
So you can coordinate that early strategy as well. I think that's really awesome.
Absolutely.
For to really sort of figure out what you want to do.
Absolutely. And you know, this is just the start. We really want to improve in-game communication all across the board. This is mostly just the beginning of that.
Correct. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Things just get better from here, guys. It gets even better. This is already really awesome.
It's happening. All right. In any case, the game has kicked off. We do have Varia flying towards the mid lane. You got Gwen, Lyra, got Alpha, got Taka, got that Varia up against Batiste, Samuel,
Zeno,
Fortress, Tony.
Yeah.
And of course,
yeah,
Vox.
Boy, go, bro, go. I'm excited. I want to see that, like, them plays.
What is the most epic Tony play you've seen?
I have it recorded. It was
All right, what happened?
So, 4 people pushing a turret.
Okay.
They try to dive. Trash Talk comes out, I save my carry, ult, knock 2 of them away, 1 of them behind our second turret, behind us, resulting in that person dying to the base turret, or like the third turret. One person runs off into the jungle, gets chased down, died. We chase down the last 2. We get we kill 4 of them, resulting in a Black Claw.
Very nice, very nice.
It was awesome.
That's some pretty fantastic stuff.
Like that move is such a playmaker. Like, Bada Boom does not even, like, isn't enough to give it what it really deserves. It's like, Bada Boom, boom! Like, feels good, too. It's, like, such a huge move, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It can make the most epic plays, or it can make the most questionable plays.
As awesome a plays as I've seen and done with it and experienced with it, I have seen just as many, like,
blooper reels.
Yes, the blooper reel is the best. I wish I've recorded some of them. Like,
I've definitely thrown a Cruel onto my carry before, and that was not great.
I was the Cruel.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, you can accidentally throw the enemy onto someone. You know, you throw that one person you're not supposed to throw onto your carry.
See, sometimes it's a great engage. Sometimes it's a great disengage. Sometimes it's a great engage for your opponents.
Yes, but if you shouldn't use it in that manner if you can help it.
Indeed. Absolutely not something you really want to be quite as focused on.
Oh,
so close.
That Lyra heal was such a save. Such a save.
Lots of damage.
Oh, one more hit. No, you probably would have been okay.
I think you would have been just fine.
So you've got that Fortress being played on support. So they've got a really aggressive comp. The Mortal Wound is going to go great against that Lyra, right?
Right. Alpha jumping in.
They do have the Alpha. Alpha not looking that good in the scenario. Mortal Wounds also really hurts her. Like, I think B team actually has the advantage here overall. They have that Samuel pick for good AoE damage. They have the Batiste and Tony for CC. So even though Fortress isn't bringing any, they did cover it with their other comp. On the other side, though, you do have that Gwen pick to cleanse that CC. But I think it's going to be tough until A team reaches late game. If A team can reliably hit late game, I think they're going to be okay.
That is probably true.
No.
But for now, looks like Alpha's having a very rough time.
Tony comes in out of the blue. Alpha barely reboots, but she's
gets
trash talked.
Oh, the heal!
Why would you run into them?
I think he thought he was dead, so just turned right back around.
He could have made it. You literally were. You could have survived. Oh.
Little bit of a mistake. Bah.
Anyways, back to the game. You have Varya here in mid. She's 2v1ing the Fortress and Samuel. Tough lane. They're really trying to keep the Varya down. Samuel has a very strong laning phase with the utilization of his perk. Fortress has a lot of early game damage. They're really trying to keep Varya down. In top lane here, you've got the Baptiste against the Gwen. Gwen does really good at pushing out other heroes. You know, she's got that early game spike. Baptiste, a lot harder to push out. You know, he's already picked up a bit of crystal. He's going to hurt if she gets too close to him. So now she's sort of forced to think otherwise. Oh, damage coming out. Looks like the Fortress took more than he bargained for. Lyra's going to actually...
Just a little bit.
Great. Lyra's now keeping the Varya safe. She wants her to hit that late game spike. Once she hits like 3-4 items, you're going to see a lot of damage coming out from Varya, or like a lot of AoE damage coming out.
Right.
Are they going to give this is this a CP Taka or a weapon Taka? It's a CP Taka, but they are going to... Taka doesn't have a lot of crystal power before he has... or crystal damage before he hits level 6. They're not going to give him that blue buff. They're going to keep it on the Varya, which will allow her to heal off her Chain Lightning, which is awesome. And she's going to deal that extra 20% damage.
Absolutely, and that really gives her a lot more sustain in that lane. It makes it really tough for her to be taken out and pushed around, especially because there seems to be a lot of focus put on her by the enemy team. So being able to sustain just a little bit better and protect herself is going to be very, very important.
So, you know, looking for that gank. Tony almost had it, but Gwen managed to get out of there.
Ooh, nice Knight coming out.
Damage output. Ouch.
Samuel just doing work.
He doesn't even have boots. He's literally just gone a Dragon's Eye.
Hey, that's the way to go.
Taka's looking for this fight. Oh
just
no,
pure
this
damage is
down.
not enough.
And kill goes onto Varya. That's gonna give her that extra gold. Tony hurts. There he goes.
Ooh,
Trash talk comes out.
There we go.
Taka drops.
And that is the play. Oh!
Oh!
Bada boom!
Bada
Not
boom.
quite enough. Not quite the right direction.
So close. If that was just a fraction off differently, that could have ended much more like in a double kill for Tony.
Yeah, the angle just not quite right there.
Oh, Alpha almost getting knocked into reboot. That was pretty close. She may still get knocked into reboot. What? You careful there, bro. Oh!
She's just fine. Calculated. Totally calculated.
Yeah, clearly.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Oh, nope, she is out. There's that burst of heal with the fountain when, as like they were talking about earlier. That means she's spending less time on that fountain waiting to be healed, and she's off to lane. It looks like she may be able to get to this in time. Maybe not, actually. 3 people, Tony, Fortress, and Vox, all in this turret. The barrier is down because it drops at 4 minutes. That turret's gone. Done and gone.
Yep, and that's what happens when you get ganked at the right time or you get pushed out of lane at the wrong time. You are able to take those turrets very, very quickly.
Tony was there in that bush. He was actually going to try and dive the Alpha, but she backed, which resulted in a free turret for... It was a win-win, right? You're either going to kill the Alpha and possibly get the turret as well, or you would have just gotten the turret. So, great move on their part. Fortress did get a bit of damage decrease on his A, on the base damage especially.
Right.
That's going to mean like he's not going to just burst down a target as a support. You have to build some damage if you're going to play him as a carry or a jungler or whatever you decide to choose to play him as. But at the same time, he still has, you know, his bleed damage. He still has a lot that utility, the lifesteal, the movement speed buff. We did not, you know, reduce that. Alpha not looking good. Big nerf came out to, for Alpha in this patch.
Right.
Not only did we lower her health, meaning she has to auto attack more, we lowered the amount of healing that she gets off for auto attack, and finally, the big thing is the amount of health that she comes up with when she actually reboots. So when you were to when you enter reboot, if you were to go down to like 1 HP, 1 reboot health HP, you would respawn with 50% life.
Right.
Now you spawn with 40% life. Which
pretty
means
substantial.
The damage that you're dealing is a little stickier. So if you beat up the rebooting Alpha, she's going to come up with less life. That means she's going to fall much easier the moment she reboots, as you saw in that gank there. Oh my goodness, she comes over the wall.
Manage to take the weapon, but will almost start to go down. Wow.
Barely.
And I feel like that was potentially a misplay coming out from Fortress, because Fortress
should
let
have stayed.
Alpha get that
Yeah, he
off.
should have stayed next to his Vox. That was a bit of a misplay. But gave him the opportunity not only for Fortress. Alpha went down. with Fortress, or Alpha did not go down, and instead Fortress did. Engagement comes out. You're in the middle of oh, Varia is here to sort of help the Vox. Good bit amount of burst coming out. Red buff though on the Alpha. Pulls. Oh, here's the Prime Directive. I don't think she'll be able to kill him though before he gets to the safetiest turret. He does have that flask rolling. He's at a 3rd HP, but that turret looks like it's down. It's going to go down when this next one comes out. Ouch! Samuel taking that bit of burst damage. Taka engages. Oh, he does get it, but he's stunned and asleep. Pop a flask, bro.
He's gone.
Nope, he's down.
He is gone. That's a lot of damage coming out from that turret.
Good play on that Samuel. He knew Taka was going to die. He drops the ult on himself. He gave him the ultimatum. You leave me alone or we die together.
Indeed.
And Taka has said, you know what? It's worth.
It's worth. I mean, gives Varia the opportunity of pushing down that turret a little bit more and trading a little bit out for what the red team is doing in the top lane.
Top does go down now. That's a bit of extra gold. Alpha dueling this Vox. Vox already has a poison shiv. This is bad for Alpha. He has a breaking point. He stacked that breaking point. It does not look like she's going to be able to solo the Vox. That's good reflex block coming out. His friends are here. No, like almost.
It was close. It was very, very close.
If those people didn't show up, if his friends didn't show up, nice bot of boon coming out. Stuns up the Taka against the wall.
Not quite out.
Shadow on that Alpha is down now. Maxman on that Lyra is in trouble. He portals away. They follow him. He's not going to make it. I think he troll-pullered himself.
Not quite the thing to do.
So, good pickoffs coming out. Red team really coming in to support their allies. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful. Remember, red team here does have the advantage with the early on. They do have the early and mid game advantage. Varia though, she's gonna pull into late game. She's gonna get an advantage. Talk is gonna get really strong late game too. They have a lot of squishies. A lot of their damage is on Samuel, on Vox. So if Taka, bursts down that carry, he could be in trouble. You do also have an Alpha. You have a strong dive potential on A-Team and a very strong late game between Alpha Taka Varia.
Yeah, however, the Tony on the side of the red team is doing extremely well right now, and being able to be one of those heroes that is fairly good at chasing down Varia, using that, being able to use quite a few of his abilities just to catch up to her. And additionally, if she gets the taunt off, then Varia is almost certainly in trouble.
Sorry, Alpha not as good as she was last patch. That's the way balance works.
Ooh, that was
a bad bada boom, but
it wasn't a bad one. It just didn't quite do the thing that he wanted to do.
He saved him. This is a bad one.
I felt like Lara was going to make it out there either way.
It was a bad one.
Hey,
he's made enough positive plays that outweighs the negative one.
All right. In the meantime, we see Gwen.
This turret is down.
This is gonna be it.
Oh, he's stunned. No, Ghostwing goes down, or is going down to red team.
Can he dodge?
Nope, it did not hit.
But will the Ordain come out once again? It almost certainly will. There it is. And the reflex block is still up.
He's got a reflex. He's got his skedaddle.
Oh, Varia steals it.
What a shot! What a shot! She
Varia,
ults even to
a hero.
They have to bust the move on A-Team. If they let this pull into late game, this does not look good for B-Team. They have the advantage, but they just... A-Team, while Alpha is down again, he gets the turret. That's 150 gold to each person on the team. 750 gold to A-Team.
Pretty worth.
Exchange for less than 200.
Yeah, that's sometimes the trade-offs that you have to make. You have to make sure that your teammates are getting an advantage while you yourself might not always be the hero. You can go take down those turrets. You can go get those minions, draw some aggression from the enemy team. And while your score line may not look the best, your teammates, as long as they're pulling ahead, will get you that victory.
I don't like the energy pickup here on the Varia. I feel like whatever this is going to build, unless he's building a clockwork, no matter what, I think the other option, whether it was a Hourglass or Missile, would have been the better pick.
Right.
Most people don't know this, but Varia has an immensely huge energy pool.
Right.
One move takes like 400 energy to
Right.
use, right?
Yeah, it basically means that picking up energy items is not particularly effective on her. I
Yeah.
mean, you can still do it if you want
you get
to
a little
cast
bit.
things.
You get a little bit extra, but her main way of getting energy back is she has to,
Just get out of combat.
Yeah, get out of combat and recharge her energy, or not use. You can use a normal auto attack. You can actually regen in combat if you just choose not to use your abilities and your A skill, or I mean, and your chain lightning.
Ooh, and there we see Samuel just sniping out that Varia. No problem whatsoever. Shadowwalker taking a lot of damage from Gwen. Gwen doing as much damage. Oh, that's
a
Vox.
They got some more.
But Alpha's going down.
That you gotta lane swap that around. That poison shiv is doing work on Alpha. Not only she's healing less, cause with her core charge, she's also healing less off of the poison shiv. It's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup.
It is definitely a rough time. It's taking into account what your opponent's item builds are is incredibly important in these matches. Just making sure that you are not setting yourself into a poor situation beforehand is quite good. But right now he sees Xeno pushing down that bot lane with that Vox. The turret has already fallen. So red team is actually pulling ahead quite a bit. 6,000 gold to their name. And Black Cloud's about to spawn.
I'm curious to see. So you have heavy dominance on B side right now. But as the game progresses, it's gonna move more, like I said, like we mentioned earlier, definitely in A side's direction. If this is like we saw in last game, strong team fight, strong late game on the red team, they managed to pull it back, even though they were behind, or the blue side. Portal comes out, she gets stunned before she can take the portal, but that's actually okay. She actually, oh, Voxel comes out, oh, Bada Boom barely misses, but stun comes out from Taka. Is going to go down to Tony. Tony now on the Slyra. Alpha's rebooting. Vox dealing a lot of damage. He's building those breaking point stacks. They're diving. Tony, is this it? Fortress?
A lot of damage coming from Varia though.
Barely. Varia doing a lot of AoE damage, forcing the enemy team away.
Oh!
Nice shot! Boom! You sit down. Sit down. We're done here. And you
a little bit aggressive right there.
Yeah, you got a little overconfident there. And
probably done. Yep.
Yep. That was
Alpha is not in the greatest position right now.
You're awesome.
Oh, barely makes it
there
out.
goes the Vox projectile all the way back to base. You aren't gonna see really random things where the projectile comes out and then you die when you get back out because of the burst heal from the fountain.
Indeed.
So
this won't happen.
Unless it's a really, really big hit.
You'd have to get hit really hard.
You'd have to get hit really hard. Yeah, but I mean, that's not a projectile falling back to base. But yeah, Kestrel may be able to kill you. Because like
maybe
they're healing like 500 life the moment they land, right?
True.
So you'd have to be like, I know they're
here goes
back.
Another fight. Boxing a lot of damage.
Oh, Taka once
and this looks pretty good for the red team. Alpha's in the enemy team. Her reboot is not up yet, so will be falling.
Boom!
Xenotech gets a very nice bada boom, pushes her very much out of position, and S-Ruff is chasing down that Lara, no problem. 3 members down on the blue side. Varia is still up though, so a lot of damage can still come out, but her cooldowns are not the shortest. And right now, we see the red team pushing in very, very effectively.
Oh man, this is not looking good for.
Oh, no, they're choosing to back off.
Why?
Potentially going for that Black Claw instead.
They have 3. It's 5-3. That was an easy turret.
They could have taken it.
They're not taking the Black Claw. They're pushing.
They're losing a turret.
In fact, instead of backing and going to go get the wave, they're walking up to it from behind.
Oh, Lumo getting caught out right here though.
He
Varia
is dead.
He's
going super dead.
Maybe that was the play. They were baiting it into thinking that they were doing Black Claw. No.
No.
Next level mind games.
Your confidence in that that
next level mind games. You were not ready for that play. I was not ready for that play. But,
yeah.
But red team, they were ready for that play.
No, they weren't. They weren't ready for their own play. They didn't know he was in there. There was no vision in that bush, even at the moment.
They were totally ready for that.
They looks like they aggroed the Black Claw. Looks like they're gonna back off though. Blue team is in position to contest, even though Varia is down. Varia's ult is up though. Samuel's drifting dart comes down. Tony's engaging. Bada Boom gets stunned in the middle of his Bada Boom. Does not get it off. Tony is looking. Oh, Samuel getting a little bit of poke damage. Lyra's gonna heal up that poke though. She's gonna say nope. Alpha taking on that bot lane. Looks like she's if they collapse on her, she will not survive. But looks like they're going for this Ghost Wing instead. It is going down very fast. Drifting Dark is coming out too, so if they engage on them at this moment,
Will Fire get another steal?
throw it, throw it.
Oh,
No,
not quite. That was a good try.
it was a good try.
They had no vision. They didn't really have that much vision on it, so they weren't really able to guess when to go for the steal. Alpha though getting caught out once again. This is not looking good for him. I can do a little bit of fighting. She is tough. She is tanky.
She's built heavy tank.
Yeah, she is quite tanky.
Double coat of plates.
Yep. It's a pretty effective build. I mean, just being a frontline for your team.
800 damage from the Batiste Bad Mojo. Careful there.
Yeah,
Lyra
it hurts
once
quite a
more.
bit.
Oh no, this is not looking good.
I like how everyone just ran to the portal. And they're just like getting teleported backwards a little bit. But 3 members down. This is a good
It's like
opportunity
shoots
for...
and ladders. How's, you know, like one of them short?
Oh,
like,
jeez.
just move back 3 spaces.
Yeah, but this is a good opportunity for Bayer to potentially
To-
get caught out.
I was about to say for Far, you go triple kill. I'm just like, oh,
I don't know about that.
that may be tough. Bada boom.
Oh,
Probably,
sure.
Probably didn't need to do that.
For good measure. In the meantime, they're going to take down bot turret. Most likely Gwen is trying to defend it against 2 members of the... Are almost able to take it down.
Almost went down.
But Blackclaw is now on the field. Will he go for it?
I think they will.
Looks like Fortress
Looks
has
like Fortress,
started up.
yeah, Fortress has started. Tony's following up.
And the big threat is
and
gone.
There's the rest of the team to help. Remember last game where I got mad at the last team? This team has learned from that mistake. Samuel has thrown his Drifting Dark backwards. He now will not be able to shoot his his shots into Blackclaw. It looks like he's poking off the enemy team though and pushing them away. Alpha is pushing that bot lane, hoping to snowball it. So hopefully she goes back to help her team.
It does look like the red team is grouping up with this Black Clan, trying to put some pressure in this mid lane to close out the game. And this is actually very important because even though they are up 10k, the blue team still does scale very well. You saw in the previous fight, Vainglory was able to do a ton of damage. Alpha was incredibly hard to take down, and especially with the Gwen for the engage. Oh, Xenotech put himself in not a good position. He's able to make it right on out of there. Blackclaw is in the middle of this team though, just pushing on that turret.
Flask and boot. He lost Flask and boots and
oh,
reflex
so much damage coming out from this Samuel right now. This army is almost certainly going down, and it might be the game right here if the red team is able to continue pushing. Looks like Tony has backed off though. Will he pick up teleport boost? He does have them, so he's probably teleport back into this fight. He is defending against that Alpha.
Oh no!
And this is game. Wow, Samuel just doing so much damage in that engagement. Alpha not being able to do as much pressure on the side lane as he wanted to. And now Tony's just teleporting back in, and it's almost certainly going to finish this off.
Yep, that's GG. Well, something that to definitely note, we did nerf Samuel's crystal ratio on his A, on the non-empowered version and the empowered version, and the amount he heals from his perk in the early game. This tune down was there, but at least it shows that he is not a potato.
Indeed, and
That's
right now Xenotech on that Tony doing so much work, and that's the build. Like Serpent Smash plus Breaking Point, a good amount of damage, but really just extremely tanky.
Yeah, he was definitely frontlining for his team. The damage was being brought by the Samuel. It was being brought by the Vox. Vox has 4 completed weapon items. Nothing is definitely nothing to scoff at. I think I would have I don't think I would have gone Sorrow Blade. I mean, I think I would have gone Sorrow Blade instead of a Tyrant's Model, calling that Vox.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of 1 crit item.
Okay.
But that being said, great job for B team. They did a really good job. Need to redo the party though.
All right, but looking at these team compositions, we do have double weapon, double crystal, and a support on one side, and the same on the other. So very balanced team compositions overall. Though it did mean that Alpha, knowing that her primary adversary was like that Vox or the Tony, built a ton of armor, and that really allowed her to sustain herself in these fights very well.
So I'm really excited to see what people can really figure out what to do with sorry, just trying to get the next game set up. Video Shin.
All right, in any case, we're going to be hopping off into another game in just a bit, but first let's take a look at that draft video in just a bit, just to get everyone on the same page. We do have draft mode coming out in 5v5 ranked, and it should be fairly exciting for everyone because you can really come up with creative team compositions. You can chat with your allies, figure out what you want to do in these games, and figure out exactly what your team's strategy will be going into the match. And I'm very excited to see, especially because we have draft for all players. it's gonna be very interesting to see what different players come up, what team comps everyone comes up with.
Yeah, definitely. I think with draft, you're not only going to see that flexibility of like team comps, you're going to see a lot of these counter picks coming out again. Like, you didn't really have that video.
All right. In any case, let's hop off into that 5v5 draft video, just explaining to you exactly how this will work.
Okay, so let's do it.
5v5 ranked mode is a great option for those seeking more intense competition and progression. It plays identically to the casual 5v5 mode with a few key differences. Matches start with a draft. A map of Sovereign's Rise appears, allowing players to indicate what position and damage type they want to play. Teams then take turns banning a hero, meaning that neither team is able to select those heroes. Use the ban phase to eliminate any heroes that would ruin your strategy or counter your key picks. Once enough heroes have been banned, the draft moves on to the pick phase, where players take turns selecting a hero to play. The order of the picks is always the same, and shown here, and once a hero is selected, that hero is unavailable to the opposing team. Players who come in later in the pick order have fewer options available to choose from, but they have more information from which to work, and can pick the perfect hero to counter the enemy. During the draft, you can chat with your teammates. Use this feature to declare your intentions, discuss strategy, collaborate, and maximize your chances of working together as a team. When it's not your turn, you can tap on a hero portrait to indicate a ban or pick preference. At the end of the draft phase, teammates also get a chance to swap heroes among them in order to secure the most desirable hero for each player. Your progress is measured by your rank. After each game, your ranked points will either move up or down based on whether you won. Once enough points are collected, you will advance to the next rank. In order to unlock this mode, players must be at least account level 10 and have at least 14 different heroes unlocked. This way, you will always have a hero to pick in the draft no matter who was picked or banned before your selection. If you need more heroes to participate in the ranked draft mode, you can purchase them in the market with ice, or unlock them with the glory you've earned from playing matches, opening chests, and participating in special events. Jump into a ranked 5v5 match now for a deeper, richer Vainglory experience.
All right, welcome back, everyone, and we are going to be hopping into another game real quick.
Yep.
In just a moment, so Nivet's going to start that one right off.
I think I'm actually going to play in this one.
Oh, all right, sounds good.
I want to play Tony.
All right, so Nivet is going to carry us.
Okay, so first round comes around. Obviously, I'm picking Tony. I wanna make sure that they can't really counter it really well. I do think Cruel is really strong into Tony, so I'm gonna knock out that Cruel pick. Like, you can't really duel him that easily, and I don't really want to taunt him. You don't taunt the undead Viking.
Fair enough, fair enough. So you got Nivet explaining his draft strategies for us live on stream. So if you're ever wondering how to draft, you ask this guy.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people better than me in that moment. So in this moment, I think we have a choice here. I don't really want to go into a couple heroes. Idris is really strong right now. We saw that Rowena being really strong as well. I think I'm gonna knock out the Idris pick though.
Seems good.
So I think Idris is a great pick. He's a flexible first pick. I don't want to give the enemy team that flexibility.
Right. That's fair enough. I mean, Idris can fulfill multiple roles. Can be either weapon or a crystal carry. Potentially a ranged threat or a melee threat.
So here we are. I'm just picking this because I said I was gonna play it, and I
should go with the skin.
I am totally gonna go with the skin.
Sweet.
Also something to note that we did ban out Cruel and some of his other counters, so I don't want to play Tony or not pick Tony when I've just banned it, because otherwise they're gonna take it.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay, so first pick for them is coming out. I think that's a great idea.
All right, so Nivet's chatting with his team. They're figuring out what their strategy is. All right, so what are you telling your team, and what are they telling you?
Well, I tried to say pick Finn, but it turned out it autocorrected to pick phone. But but that's okay.
I guess you can pick up phone too.
Yep. I think Finn, with the buff to Finn, has a lot of AoE damage, a lot of durability for his team. The movement speed buff helps him move across the map a lot easier. I think with us taking it, that means they can't take it against us.
Right.
So
especially with the Grumpjaw on the enemy team, being able to block that ultimate is going to be extremely important.
So they're gonna take the Gwen pick. They're gonna cleanse my CC. I'm telling my team I think we need more CC right now. I'm gonna try. I actually want to lane against the Gwen.
Alright.
He does do decently in the laning phase.
Okay.
People have been playing him in the jungle. I like him also as a laner. He has that trade potential. It's very strong. They picked the Samuel pick. I like the Arden pick. Nope. Oh. So I don't like Churnwalker and Tony together particularly because Churnwalker has them all together and Tony ults
you got
them.
the jungle Churnwalker. It's all good.
It's not a jungle Churnwalker.
But it might be.
No, it's not.
Oh, you got the mid lane Finn. I'm excited.
Wait, why would we choose a Churnwalker when we have a Finn? Oh, it's a CP Finn.
There you go.
Okay.
See the off meta picks. I'm very excited for this.
This is a failure in our communication.
Communication is broken down for Nivmet. So one thing that you probably should have done is selected where you're going, right? Because you didn't actually select where you are positioning.
So
no. You're likely going to end up in the jungle.
Top.
All right. In any case, Nivmet communicating with his team.
He's not looking at the chat though.
Nope. It's all good.
No, I'll jungle then. Forget it. I do not want to see a jungle Finn. You can get that troll off my team. No,
hey,
not
jungle
really.
Finn is awesome.
But
literally a troll.
So
literally a jungle troll.
I'll probably move myself into the jungle. I really wanted to go into the Gwen. Tony has a really strong early game. I could have shut down her early game.
All right.
But with this miscommunication, so.
All right, sounds good. Hopping right on into the game. Let's keep an eye on Nivmet. See where
So
he will take
I've
us.
communicated with my team that I will. I want them to head to a lane. It actually looks like Glaive is actually jungling. Okay, so I don't have my book, but I will probably go back very early for it.
So tell me a little bit of thought process while you're playing Tony. Like,
so
what are you
actually,
thinking
our
about?
team communication worked out. I wish he had said a K or thumbs up or something for me to have recognized, but that's okay. So early game, we have a very strong early game. If we sort of had this a little bit better coordinated, I think we should have invaded.
Right.
That would have been a really good pick. We had Churnwalker, Tony, Alpha. We had a really great early game. Even then, it's still okay. You do have a lot of like wombo combo potential. You can get all these hooks like tethered up. Okay, so get back to lane. Nope, no. Leave it. You're gonna lose CS.
All right, so Nivmet trying to maximize the amount of gold and experience that his team is getting by capturing everything across the map.
I got the minion. Oh man.
Yep, just in time.
So I traded one minion loss for the ambient gold from the crystal orb,
right?
Which is totally worth it. 85 gold.
Taking a lot of trouble, gets taken down. Ganked by 3. Probably not the position to be in. Not sure what he was doing, pushed up quite that far. But in any case, we do have Glaive coming down towards that bot side.
I needed my book to really get the advantage.
Nivmet
Unfortunately, I
down.
didn't have my book, so the minions that I killed did not heal me. So that was, and then I got ganked by the Grumpjaw. My lack of vision was definitely a problem. They have triple weapon here. I'm going to armor up as soon as I have enough money. I'll probably start even possibly get a double light armor early on.
Alright, seems good. Pretty effective against what you're up against.
Definitely.
Alright.
Yeah, they have, unless Grumpjaw is going to switch to CP later on.
So looking at these team compositions, what do you expect? How do you expect this game to play out? Because you have Churnwalker, Tony, Glaive, Finn, and Alpha on your side, up against the Samuel, Grace, Grumpjaw, Baron, and Gwen, all of which can probably scale pretty effectively to the late game, while your team is mostly built out of melee heroes, which can lead to quite a bit of trouble. Though very tanky and very tough to take down. If they are able to kite you effectively, it's going to be very tough. Alright, right now we do have Shadowwalker getting jumped on by Xeno. Almost getting taken down. The flask is popped. Grumpjaw is able to do quite a bit of damage early on. And Nivette getting ganked once again by Grace. A lot of damage going out. Ooh.
Got my perk. Got my perk off.
And it will be just enough health to come
Okay.
back. You're in a pretty precarious position, though.
Yeah.
I mean, lane's getting pushed up against you. You're probably losing quite a bit of CS right now.
I did get the extra bit of healing, which is going to send me to lane. I did grab boots, though.
Right? Ooh, very close in mid lane. A lot of damage coming out onto this Finn. Glaive is coming out. Does finish off that Samuel, so very well played right there. Walker is going to tug on that Grace just a little bit. And mid lane doing pretty well for themselves. 2-1 right now. Walker in a lot of danger in bot lane. Alpha getting taken down once again, probably. Xenotech does finish him off. So this Baron is going to be quite a big threat later in this game if he comes off to a good start.
I had a bit of a rough start, so hopefully I can recover this now.
We'll see how Nivette does.
I did get a lot of the CS that they did go to, or I was going to lose. I got back into lane just in time.
All right, always good to hear. In the meantime, Grumpjaw is putting some pressure on Glaive right now, so might be getting this cancel away, but Glaive is able to capture it. So no problem right there. Grumpjaw is going to just march on out of there with no weapon orb to his name. But the Crystal Treant now getting taken down by Samuel and Grumpjaw.
So as you see, I busted a move on Gwen. She's down to 1 bar of life. Even though she went back and bought her tension bow, I now have lane advantage.
And one of the interesting things here is right now we do see that Nivette is getting that 1v2 situation, but Tony is fairly durable and is able to dodge around fights fairly effectively. So getting the stun onto Grace, doing a lot of damage right now. Gwen is actually going to be playing fairly passively.
She has to.
Yeah, right now Tony is able to play very aggressively, does have that extra speed boost, but takes a lot of damage, so the healing flask does have to get popped. But will Nivette try to do anything right here? No, he will not.
Nah, I'm okay. The shop has arrived. I'm going to go shop real quick.
I'm actually very interested in seeing how this Crystal Finn plays out, because Finn does have pretty substantial amount of damage, just in terms of base damages, but farming up with that Stormguard banner is going to make things fairly easy for him.
You are dead, son!
Alright, looks like Nivette has picked up a kill on that Gwen, so good job right there. He does have a couple buddies joining him in the top lane.
I was
by his side.
Walker, he's probably, he's such a bully early game in the lane, because he can just, once he tethers someone up, you're forced to back off now, right? It's so good.
That is how it works.
I'm gonna do that.
Walker quite powerful by his own right. It looks like Grumpjaw is all 6 now. And Finn stealing away that jungle bear. Good for him. Though, getting jumped on right now. Getting 3 on 2. Gwen is coming in though, so it's going to be a 3 on 3 fight. How will it play out? See a lot of damage coming out onto that Finn. Looks like
we're gonna go back.
is jumping into the middle of his team. Nivette taking a lot of damage. Finn taking a lot of damage. Everyone taking a lot of damage. But it looks like Grace might be going down a little bit low. Walker does drop the hooks, but not able to continue this fight.
My cooldowns are still up. I can't really bust a move here.
Taking a lot of damage right there, though. Your perk actually
he has a red buff. Yeah, he ate a lot. He ate the tension bow. Tony's great into tension bow users just because of his perk.
Yeah, his perk is able to take the lion's share of that tension bow damage. Ooh, been able to just secure away that crystal orb. Not quite able to seal that away. Grumpjaw tried, but not quite enough damage with that damage. In the meantime, we do have Samuel and they just constantly pushing. This is one of the advantages of playing a lot of ranged heroes. Is that you're able to push very effectively and fairly safely. Walker is able to steal away that and does take down Xenotech, so very well played down there in the bot lane. And right now, Walker doing so much damage to this Grumpjaw. Grumpjaw trying to trade away 1-for-1, but is unable to do so. But in the meantime, Finn probably not the greatest in terms of defending against a turret siege. Did try his best, but is unable to protect that turret in the end. Alpha jumping in on bot lane is able to take down that Grumpjaw in bot lane. That bottom turret is almost starting to fall unless the Xenotech is able to prevent that. He does have the Iron Cannon on that Baron right now, so potentially able to protect it. But instead, the bot laners just move on to mid lane. And this is a good opportunity for them to secure that turret for their team.
So they are applying a lot of top pressure, right? Like I've seen Gwen, I've seen Grumpjaw. So luckily my team is really capitalizing on this.
Ooh, a lot of damage coming out.
But now they're moving their attention away, which means I need to push this.
A lot of damage coming out from this entire team. The hook's coming out. Oh, Grumpjaw, will you be able to make it out? Does go down, and Turnwalker is spit back out. Xenotech has been hooked. And a lot of damage coming down from everyone on this blue side. And this is the advantage of playing melee heroes. They are so incredibly tough to take down and incredibly beefy. If you're not able to burst them down, or if you're not able to do sustained damage on them, they are extremely difficult to deal with. And Xenotech right now on that Baron just does not have the items to finish off this Finn. Try as he might. Oh, here comes Tony. A lot of damage.
He boots out of the way of my...
Very good try coming out from Nivmet. Oh, it actually gets to take down that Finn. So Finn just staying just a little bit too close. And right now, one of the advantages of these melee heroes is that they do have a lot of CC on them. And especially with Glaive roaming out on the map, constantly setting up plays, constantly getting those kills for his team is just proven to be extremely effective.
So I can bully this Gwen pretty easily, but she's playing super safe, which is great and bad at the same time. It's stopping her from... That was an interesting Grumpjaw.
Alright, so Grumpjaw coming in, doing a lot of damage to the Ion Cannon, does drop, but does not land. The stun
Let's
comes out.
save him.
Oh, Bada Boom actually gets Nivmet into a fair spot of trouble. And Divine Wrench comes out. Nivmet not going down quite yet. It's actually not going down very quickly at all. But in the end, Grace gets the stun off. And
No.
like,
Okay, there it is. There's a trade.
Little bit of a mistake right there by Grumpjaw. I think Grace was not expecting Grumpjaw to run back in. But here comes Glaive and here comes Finn. So the River Troll and Glaive together almost certainly means that these two will probably go down. At least the Gwen will. The turret does follow, so pretty good play coming out from the red side overall. They're only down about 1,000 gold, especially with the kill differential. It really shows that they're doing a very good job of farming and staying safe while a lot of aggression is coming out from the blue side. Glaive coming in once again.
Why?
Another kill.
Would you just steal that?
Hey, Glaive is carrying you guys 7-0-0.
Yeah,
Doing
that's
pretty well for himself.
all I'm saying is he didn't need the money. Like, he could have split it up a little bit.
Share the love.
Yeah,
Could have.
That was just
Well, he is
selfish.
a little bit. Ooh, Grumpjaw barely misses that, using it just a little bit too late. Not gonna be able to feast on to that Glaive. But once again, very tanky members of the blue side jumping into the middle of the red team. Potentially getting taken down. Alpha has lost her reboot, and Turnwalker is almost certainly dropping right here. Crystal Treant is available. Almost certainly going to Xenotech. Just to do a little bit more damage with those mortars, and it's going to be very dangerous to deal with. Grumpjaw once again jumping into a very risky situation. Grace too. And just very well played by the blue side. They're just constantly rotating around the map and setting up ganks and just splitting pressure from the red side.
Pull the top lane away from me, so I got victory turret.
Right, so even with all the aggression coming out from blue side, they're still able to find opportunities to split push and put pressure across the map. Because even if you get a lot of kills, it might not necessarily translate to a very big advantage unless you're also taking objectives with that. And the blue team is doing a fairly good job of doing so. In the meantime, Nivmet, biding his time, is not going to land it.
Nope. But I will just be leaving now.
Yep. Just backing on out of there, no problem whatsoever. Do have Shadowwalker as an alpha, just holding steady, doing what he can.
So I'll probably need to get my spell swords earlier than later. Two reasons. One, if you have double spell sword, you can actually maintain the bonus movement speed buff on your A at all times, which is really useful for sticking. It's not a huge thing, but it's nice. The other thing is Gwen has a cleanse with her skedaddle,
right?
And I need to be able to follow up. My CC has to be up before her CC.
Seems reasonable. All right.
I'm going mid here. Hopefully me coming from behind them. Oh goodness.
Glaive is in a lot of trouble right now.
No, he's not.
Oh, dashes around there with that afterburn. In the meantime, Ion does drop. Nivmet coming into the middle of the enemy team. What's he gonna do? Oh, knocks the Baron. Probably not the target he was going for, and not the direction he was going for. In the meantime, teammates are doing what they can, taking a lot of damage. Stuns come out. A trespass does very good work. And right now, the red team is taking a lot of damage. The sheer amount of tank on the blue side is phenomenal right now. 4 members down, 4 on the red team. Blue team is definitely looking to press their advantage. Their gold lead might not be huge, but oh, Izzy will take down that Finn. But in the meantime, Ghosting is also starting to go down. And just a couple more hits will do it. But in the meantime, I mean, Xenotech is coming in. It's going to be a little bit of damage coming in. A lot of damage coming in, actually. Oh, Turnwalker does not drop. Very well played overall by both sides. But the blue team is coming out with a little bit of a lead. And I really like Xenotech's build here. He has the Clockwork and the Spellfire, which really will prevent a little bit of the healing and the tankiness coming out from the blue team. And that's incredibly important just to be able to take down such tanky brawlers. So Nifet, what is your plan?
So I want to get my damage aspect first. We have enough tank on our team. We really need a bit of damage to really utilize. Oh, this is it?
Seems good.
Okay, never mind. Stun her.
Alrighty, in the meantime, Nivmet just doing a little punching all over the place. Taking a lot of damage. The bada boom comes out, but it is painful. Everything is painful. The Ariel will take down Grace.
I want to go in and help, but I am very low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Barb Needle to heal off these minions.
Alright.
And hopefully my Ghost Wing buff will regen me a little bit of extra life. And I can...
Oh, Crystal Finn pulls in a Sandline. He is gone.
I didn't even have a chance to follow up. That's
Just completely gone. So much damage coming out right now. The amount of defensive play, the tankiness coming out from your team is pretty incredible right now, especially because there's very little armor being built on the red side, and especially with the sheer amount of weapon damage coming out from the blue team. Red team really needs to build a little bit more armor. Otherwise, they are looking to just get bursted down over and over. Blackcloud has landed now. They're in a lot of trouble. Is he able to potentially make it out? Xenotech jumping right on in. Does he have the ult? It might not be up quite yet, but top lane has a pretty big wave pushing in at the moment. Turnwalker taking a lot of damage. Everyone gets pulled in. This could be huge for the blue team, but the red team is able to back on out. Nivmet doing a lot of damage. Xenotech, one more hit will finish him off, but a trade happens 1-for-1. But in the meantime, the red team's minions are pushing down that top lane turret.
Holy snap. Go, here.
There are a lot of minions there.
It doesn't hit minions, Bri.
It was a nice try. So that's one of the things to watch out for. If you let minion waves pile up, you're just gonna let your team give up objectives for free, and that's a very dangerous thing to do.
No, Finn, you literally let a top turret go down, a base turret go down. You are not very map aware.
It's worth. Don't worry about it.
It's not worth. That was a failure.
It was worth. All right.
It's okay. I love you, Tick.
In the meantime, we got Shadow Walker chasing down Maxman right here. Gwen is potentially going down. It's gonna be close. Ooh, the nice pull coming out from Finn. That's gonna be it. This Crystal Finn is doing work.
He is. I'm still mad at him for losing the top turret. We don't have any base turrets, so that's an advantage that they have that we don't.
Right.
This could lead to a potential backdoor. That worries me. But
could be a number of things. Shadow Walker taking that Crystal Trina away. A lot of damage coming down. Ooh, unfortunate. Crystal Trina was still in the way, so not able to jump on that Samuel. Xenotech dropping that Iron Cannon is gonna miss. Nivmet jumping into the melee team. Probably not a very good
I need a little bit of help.
He's gonna bada boom himself right on out of there potentially, and he does. No, he's probably dead. Oh no, maybe not. Elijah does not quite land that Malice and Verdict. The Trespass does come in. Taunt Slam.
Yep.
But
it's just to pull some damage off of this. Turnwalker saved me. I feel really bad leaving him. I'm so sorry, Turnwalker.
He is gone. He was fairly tanky though. He survived quite a long time.
You saved my life, and I love you for it.
Fairly nice try. We do see Turnwalker right here. Nivmet taking a lot of damage, but dealing a lot of damage himself, and this Glaive is just hitting like a truck. 18-0 and 4.
I just need to
Glaive
keep them here for him.
Has a kill a minute in this game, potentially even more. All right.
Got the taunt.
Very nice. Glaive has more than a kill a minute, and just continues getting those kills. It's absolutely crazy right now. Xenotech playing a lot of troll right here. Almost certainly gonna drop.
He's dead.
Oh,
I'm
nice
push
play.
lane then, I guess.
And there you go, straight into a turret, and he's gone. Boom. All right. Some good moves coming out from the blue side, and it's interesting because your team has a full set of melee heroes up against quite a few range heroes. What do you have to do in those situations to get this kind of advantage that you have?
We have to CC them down and kill them before they can output their high amount of DPS. We have a lot of engage on our team. We have a lot of CC. As you saw during draft, I was saying we need more CC. All of us have CC. I wasn't expecting the CP lane Finn. I really like it though. He's doing hella work with it. The Glaive pick is a great pick that, you know, it has heavy CC, but he's dealing a lot of damage. He's 19-0. He's showing the world how it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a coat here and a weapon infusion. I'm pretty tanky. The Grumpjaw did go Aftershock for his build. He went sort of like the old school T-Bone Aftershock. I've seen a couple players, you know, start doing it again.
Okay.
It's strong. It's got a good amount of burst. It's consistent damage. It's not there though, and we are a very tanky team.
Absolutely, and we see Tony right now is chasing down a Grumpjaw apparently, according to the minimap. But in the meantime, Ghostwing is being captured by the blue side, and a lot of damage just overall. This blue team very tanky, very durable, very good amounts
When
of
you
damage.
spit me out, I'm gonna
point.
come and get you, bro.
Or will you?
Oh, I will.
Oh, you will. Oh, goodbye.
Actually,
You found a friend instead. And
I'm gonna let
there
him
you
take
go.
it because he came in at a good time. He can have the kill.
Some good plays for both sides, but mostly the blue team at this point. Things are looking pretty one-sided, but the red team can still hold out very effectively.
We do have to make a move before it gets to really late game where their damage just starts to overwhelm our tankiness.
Yeah, the moment that the red team is able to start kiting very effectively is the moment that it becomes very troublesome for the blue team. Ooh, a nice time comes out, isn't it? Getting some punches in. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm gonna save my bada boom. There's no reason to do it yet.
But now there is. Just pushing Grace right on out of there. Oh, a very nice pull. Force Accord lands. I feel like Force Accord should be saved for these turret sieges.
Yeah, we definitely could use that. We're gonna go for.
In the meantime, we do have Turnwalker starting up that Black Claw. But there might be
I don't know what
some
the rest.
friends coming along. Will the red team try to contest this? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It does jump onto Grumpjaw, haunts him, but Grumpjaw is very, very tanky. Ooh, huge amount of damage right there. Oh, did it get eaten?
It's keeping me safe.
Oh, a lot of damage coming out overall. Xenotech jumps in the middle of this. This is very risky for him. He gets to finish off Nimvet. Shadowwalker is able to reboot. Xenotech trying to do as much damage as he can to Black Claw. Oh, the Ion Cannon does take away the Black Claw, so this could be the turning point. Because in the meantime, the top lane, the army is under siege by a bunch of minions. So things are actually looking a little bit dicey for the blue side now. Even with a massive gold lead, a couple missteps by them really turn this game around. So right now,
Should have max bada boom instead of.
could have maxed Bada Boom.
Actually, the lower cooldown on the trash talk is probably worth it against this team.
A lot of options right now. But the red team is continuing their siege with this Black Claw, prying open the base of the blue side. Even though they are weaker in terms of the team fight, they are still able to put a lot of pressure down because of how many melee heroes are on this team. That really is making a difference right now. The fact that the red team is able to kite so effectively means that the blue team has a very difficult time to engage. But Grace is probably going down. Ghostwing has landed. Yeah, and it's really up to the blue team to find a place to get an advantage. Because right now, the fact that Baron does so much damage with Ion Cannon means that objectives becomes a little bit risky to take. But let's see how this goes. Ghostwing is probably going to go over to the side of the blue. Trespass comes out. Grumpshot gets stunned up. Will it matter? Elijah is in a lot of trouble on that sound. The Drifting Dark healing him up immensely, but it will not be enough. Xenotech just dropping as much damage as he can. The Baboom not quite landing. Xenotech dodges out that prime directive. Guz gets the taunt though. But in the meantime, Grumpjaw is seeing the back lines. Erdmacher does go down. Alpha doing taking a ton of damage right now. Boom! Does not go down to the ion cannon. Just barely survives, but he's almost certainly dropped after this. The Glaive in the backline once again is so tanky and so much damage is coming out. Kick on that Finn. Doing everything he can. The heals come out for that Grumpjaw. Baron is in the backline still. Just dropping any sort of damage that he can. Does not get pulled in by the Force Core. Xenotech gets jumped on though. There's a lot of damage coming out once again. Nivet is trying to chase down Xenotech. He does have the punches. Will he be able to win this fight? So the taunt comes out.
No, the bomb!
Oh!
No! I tried to finish him. Did he flash?
The Bada Boom pushes Xenotech away.
I tried to use it as a finisher, but I should have used it to dodge the one of his A's. That would have been the right move, because I had enough damage to just kill him with my Jawbreakers if I just because they're low enough cooldown.
Just a little bit too aggressive by Nivet. Oh, but Samuel is taken down. And this is becoming a very dicey match.
That was my fault. I could have done that so much better.
The gold is still definitely in the favor of the blue side, but the 12k lead with the team compositions as they are might not mean a victory.
You know what? I think I'm going to pick up an Aegis at this point. Let's do that. I need the reflex block. I should have picked up a Crucible.
Could have picked up a Crucible.
Picked up a Crucible. Dang it.
Alright. So for now, even though the blue team has all these kills, even though they are a ton of gold ahead, the red team is slowly crawling back into this. They are reaching their end game builds. Gwen is sitting at a good 4 completed items. Baron is full on his damage items and is almost finished with his last tier 3. And the rest of the team is just frontlining for them. Samuel is surprisingly tanky. Grace and Grumpjaw are just sitting in the front line, eating damage. And as long as Xenotech doesn't go down, I think it's going to be pretty tough for the blue side to win. Cannon drops, just stalling it out just a little bit. Grumpjaw is in the top lane doing some pressure there. Samuel gets pulled in, and this could be a good opportunity for the blue team. But the heal comes out to Random and does save Sound just a little bit longer. In the meantime, Xenotech is just dropping damage left and right. Gwen is trying to put in as much damage as she can. And Xenotech just constantly jumps around. The Iron Cannon drops once again. Huge damage. Tony goes down. And right now, things are looking kind of grim.
What is slowing me? Oh, he has a red buff. I'm just like, why am I so slow?
Tick is going to drop right here.
Where is our Alpha? Why is he over there? I don't understand.
Well, Alpha is defending against a split push from Grumpjaw. And Grumpjaw came back in.
I guess.
So very good map movements coming out from the red team.
They all have crazy armor. Like, crazy armor. Except for Xeno. Like, he's the only one who's not armored up. We're triple weapon. Oh my gosh, come on. Why would you not play a CP Alpha then? That's like our most flexible hero.
In any case.
We've made some bad choices there, but that's okay. We're gonna recover this.
It's still definitely in either team's hands. A 10,000 gold lead at this point, 26 minutes in the game. Everyone's reaching near full build. It's going to be extremely close.
I almost want to sell this coat now because there's just Gwen. It looks like Baron had double weapons to get him through early game. So I'm going to sell this coat actually and buy probably, I think I'm going to buy a Crucible. I'm gonna wait for the 25 gold and
all right, the red team
I'm gonna sort of
is
make
ready for their siege.
I should have bought a breaking point really, but that's okay.
In the meantime, we have the blue team clearing out waves in the mid. Red team setting up for some plays across the map. A lot of damage. The Iron Cannon is coming down. Boom, some damage. Not quite enough. You got Glaive waiting on the wings, but a lot of damage is coming down. Ooh, pulls in the Gwen, and that could be huge. A lot of damage. Bob Boom splits up the team. Xenotech jumps right back in, and Blacklaw gets taken by the blue team. This could be the turnaround. And things have been going so well for the red team for the past couple minutes. But the blue team now with the Blacklaw pushing in the mid lane. The red team really has to respond. And they do lose 2 members already. One more will go down for the blue team. So it's a 3-on-3. But Blacklight is storming down that mid lane. As long as they can take down Xenotech, this should be game. We do have Samuel. Oh, a lot of damage still coming out. It's 2 members left on both teams. Samuel taking down Nivet potentially. It's going to be very close. The dodge comes out. The shield, the barrier is gigantic. And right there, you see Finn is the MVP.
What?
He got a triple kill.
He did get a triple kill.
Some good plays coming in all around.
My perk, the Crucible plus War Treads plus Aegis makes me so tanky though.
That was quite a fight. You were extremely hard to take down. 13 seconds left on Gwen and Grumpjaw. This is almost certainly a game.
Oh, I could have played that. There's something like even now, like I've played the Hero a while. I could still improve on this. I like it when there's like more to grow on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The amount of depth that you have playing Tony, the amount of plays that you can make on him are pretty incredible.
Look
But for now,
you know what? You get back in your base.
nope.
Nope. No, they're not. They don't want to do
One
that.
of the things to improve on. Alright, in any case, very well played from both sides. 29 minutes into this game. The blue team is able to take this victory, even though it looked very, very dicey toward the end.
Nope.
The red team not quite able to take what they had and close out that game in their favor.
Oh, that got really tough.
Just very well played across the board. But for now, let's take another look at the Tony Hero Spotlight.
That was a sweaty game.
And in the meantime, we're going to be signing off in just a little bit.
We are.
Servers are not quite up yet, but our engineers are working hard and very, very hard in the background. Keep updated on Vainglory stats on Twitter, and you will find out when the servers will be coming back. Or I guess servers are still up. They just haven't swapped over to 3.1 yet. So we'll let you know when 3.1 comes up as soon as possible, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you later, guys. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy Tony.
Enjoy draft.
Enjoy draft. I was gonna get to that, but that was my finale.
Nah,
sort
that's
of like,
the first one.
you sort of chopped my legs.
Start
from
off
under me.
with a bang.
Oh, you mean start off with a bada boom?
Bada boom, bada boom.
I can't see it.
Welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight, featuring Tony, a dwarven brawler who just likes to beat people with his fists. Tony had a simple life as a demolition dwarf, but when he's sent to work on Sovereign's Rise, he gets into trouble, makes friends, meets the queen, pollutes a river, smacks some dragons, adopts a pet, and discovers a better use for his power punchers, uppercutting enemies into oblivion. Tony may be short in stature, but do not underestimate him. Dwarves are not to be messed with, and if you forget this one rule, be ready for an onslaught of insults and a broken jaw. Tony is so tough that he shrugs off damage that would hurt lesser mortals. When he receives damage from any source, he gains a health barrier for a short period of time. This can only occur once every few seconds, and once the gray bar below his energy fills up, the barrier will trigger again. When he activates Jawbreaker, the jets on his rocket-powered arms fire, granting him a small speed boost. Afterward, his next 3 basic attacks are empowered, launching Tony at his target, delivering 2 jaw-snapping punches, followed by a 2-handed strike that also stuns the enemy. This combination of attacks can all be unleashed against a single target, or up to 3 different ones. Simply select each desired target, and your basic attacks will be replaced by Jawbreakers. Tony is the toughest kind of dwarf, one who can talk a big game and back it up. When Tony activates Trash Talk, he yells highly creative insults in the targeted direction. All enemies within range are taunted, forcing them to move toward and attack Tony for a brief period of time. Tony takes reduced damage while taunting, and it resets his come at me health barrier, so feel free to mock as much as possible. When enemies see Tony winding up, they better watch out. Tony's ultimate causes him to dash to the target location, and then, bada boom! All enemies struck by his colossal spinning uppercut are sent flying away from Tony. Throwing an insult can sometimes be a great way to protect your turret. While defending a structure, use Trash Talk to taunt a nearby enemy. When the hero turns to attack you, it will immediately draw turret aggro, forcing them ultimately to back off. Or maybe just die. Bonus points if you taunt a melee enemy hero, as they'll be forced to walk further into your turret range to reach you. When choosing a target to taunt, consider going for their Crystal Power Mage characters first, like Celeste or Scarf. Since they will be forced to basic attack you, they won't be able to cast their more damaging abilities, making them easy pickings for your teammates. Or, Tony can just punch them in the face himself. That works too. Tony is one of the best for singling out mispositioned heroes and introducing them to his metal fists. In this teamfight, Tony spots a fortress that strayed a little too far away from his friends. He activates Jawbreaker, gaining the speed bonus and getting into range to land his first empowered attack. Fortress tries to head for cover, but a timely trash talk lures him back where he lands his third punch, stunning the poor little doggy and making quick work of him. He then spots Lorelei and gives her the old 1-2-3 combo. Then, while she's stunned, bada boom! He sends her flying towards the waiting arms of his teammates where they pick up the kill. Thanks for watching the Tony Hero Spotlight. If you want to get to explore his character, check out the Choose Your Own Story special feature online, where your choices shape Tony's fate. See you next time.